and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com. It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart. Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
No matter the occasion, the Next Round store has you covered with whatever you need. Head over to nextround.store and start filling your cart up now. When you wear your gear, make sure to let us know by posting on socials, and you might just end up seeing yourself during a commercial break. Go browse now at nextround.store and place your order before the break ends.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, welcome in. It is another week of The Next Round. Dunaway out for the first half of the week. He'll be back with us Thursday. He's Lance Taylor. I'm Ryan Brown. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Tyler is here. Scott Forrester on the video. Taylor Corrin handling all social media at Next Round Live, And Emily Grace McWhorter, I mean, she's getting closer and closer to being in Tuscaloosa and Auburn. Think about that. I mean, I just saw their new NFL camps opening today, including the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, my gosh. So much Cowboy talk.
Oh, really?
I've got a 4 downs question coming up based on what I saw this morning, which kind of blew me away. But
I'll
get your opinion on it here in a little bit.
The ESPNs are doing all the Cowboys talk. Huh?
Yeah, I love one
they
guy.
Open camp today.
No, so not only that, but, when I turn on the commute this morning first thing I hear is Cowboys talk. How good can they be? And I love the voice of reason. I don't know who it was, but he was like, if they're going to be really good, why would they hire Brian Schottenheimer?
That's kind of what I thought, yeah.
But, we saw our buddy Matt McLaren, who works for The Fan in Dallas.
That's right.
The big kind of flagship.
The ticket, yep.
Yeah, the big flagship station in Dallas where we've actually done our terrestrial radio show way back in the day when Alabama played Michigan State in 2015. But talking to him, he's like, everybody loves Schottie. He's I already got the nickname. He's a motivational guy. The players love him, blah, blah, blah. That's all great, but there's a reason that he hasn't been a successful head coach up until this point.
They opened camp in Oxnard. In fact, Matt was telling us he was on his way out there, so he's headed out to Oxnard, California, which sounds terrible, but the way McLaren described it, he described it as a nice place.
So our buddy Ian Fitzsimmons, who does Amber and Ian every night, I think 6 to 9 on ESPN Radio, we got to catch up with him in Dallas as well, and I guess he was on the end of the show on, what day was that? Wednesday?
Good luck with me remembering, but I think...
But, he's always said, because he's based in Dallas where his wife's from, but, he worked for the ticket for a while as well. And so he would go to Oxnard, and he just said it's a party. It's a big event. Jerry Jones puts a lot of money into it. Jerry Jones opens everything to the media. So I guess it would be like, pick your school, Alabama or Auburn, top shelf, next level, where – you got full accessibility. You've got parties at the end of every day. You've got food. You've got drink.
McLaren was swearing by the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, he made Oxnard sound like it was the nicest place in the world. So I don't know. I've always thought it was weird they go to Oxnard, but
let's just say that we went to Gunnersville every year. Or where is the really nice St. Regis on a lake?
I don't know.
It's the Four Seasons.
In the South?
I think it's where they do the Chick-fil-A golf tournament. The
it's at Reynolds Plantation.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway,
Reynolds Plantation is where they do that.
Okay, if we had one of these really, really nice southern destinations and we had to go for a week and talk nothing but Alabama or Auburn football, it would drive me nuts.
Boy, I've been to Reynolds Plantation.
You could handle that?
I could. It's really good golf, but I was going to say the one thing McLaren said is when you step out of the plane in Oxnard, you're like, oh, no humidity. Plenty of that at Reynolds Plantation. I'll go ahead and tell you. Right there on a lake in the deep south, it's going to be nothing but humidity. So that's not going to fix that. But the Cowboys open camp today. Big Ten Media Day is going this week. And the whole reason I say that is EG is getting closer and closer to being on campus. We'll have camps opening. I go on vacation next week. By the time I get back, we'll have college football camps opening. Man, we are getting close. We are getting close to some college football. And we got a lot of it in the show today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I don't know what to say about the Open Championship. We really don't talk a lot of golf as much as I love the game on the show. We generally only talk about the 4 majors. That was one yesterday, and I thought it was over Friday. To be honest with you, when Scheffler jumped into the lead Friday, I think most people thought, well, don't have to watch the weekend of this. He never goes backwards.
You checked out the final hour Friday.
I did indeed.
And I think Scheffler at that point was 2 strokes back of the lead. And I told Dunaway he's a massive favorite already in Vegas. I haven't seen the number, but I know he is. And it felt like, especially after Saturday, like there was no chance anybody was going to be able to come back. I did not watch any yesterday. I'm in that pool, and I had
you were dead already, weren't you?
4 of my guys at one time were in the top 15 on on early Sunday, but it didn't matter. I mean, because if you don't have the winner –
it doesn't matter.
Whatever that major is, it doesn't really matter. But that thing was over. And, as amazing as he's been, when you start to look at the numbers and anybody that compares him to Tiger, and it's a different time, and you know this because you follow golf more than any of us, there are a group of much more talented golfers. Am I wrong on that right now? What's going on than
when Tiger played?
Yeah, and I think the mental state of these guys are a little bit different than when Tiger was going against those guys.
There are I will say, as it relates to the regular tour, this does not apply to the majors because these guys still play in the majors. But as it relates to the regular tour, you have peeled off some top golfers and sent them to another league, right? So John Rahm is gone, Brooks Koepka is gone, guys like that. That applies to the regular tour. It does not apply to the majors.
Right.
All those guys play in majors. So he's still having to go head-to-head with those guys in the majors. But, maybe early on with Spieth, we made some Tiger comparisons. Maybe early on with Rory McIlroy, we made some Tiger comparisons. But Rory was coming on the scene as Tiger was still playing. The thing about Scheffler is he's come on the scene as Tiger has left the scene by and large. And he's the first guy I think we can really make some Tiger comparisons to.
Well,
and it's tracking. Like, things he's doing are tracking to what Tiger did.
To me, the difference, like you mentioned, Rory, if you're just looking at pure talent, like guys are as close to Tiger striking the golf ball, Rory might be that guy. But there's something about Scheffler, and I don't want to say he doesn't strike it well. I mean, he
does everything well.
Yeah, that second shot on the first hole yesterday or whatever, how it rolls back within 2 feet. But there's much more consistency, and it just seems, early on we saw Rory's first meltdown on the back nine in Augusta. Like, you never see that from Scheffler.
You don't. He was going into – so let's do the Tiger comparisons first. Going into Sunday, Scheffler, of his last 54-hole leads, had won 9 straight. He was going for his 10th straight. Tiger has the record at 35 in a row. That's just absurd. 35 straight 54-hole leads that Tiger closed out. But Scheffler's a third of the way there now. He's continuing to climb.
He can't do it.
I don't know, man. When that guy gets in the lead, he's just unflappable.
It really is like...
He never goes backwards.
The 2000 Baltimore Ravens, if they had a 10-point lead, there's nothing you can do.
With that defense? Yeah, you weren't going to score 10 points.
And, there probably is something to this. I do think guys have got mental coaches. Dr. Brett McCabe is one of these guys that's on the tour. So I think the resources are a little bit different. But I would also think once guys see Scheffler, much like me, who only watch, the 4 majors and maybe Sawgrass, once I see that and know it's over, these other guys behind him have got to know it's over.
Oh, they do know it's over. Like Haotong Lee, who was playing with Scheffler, even Saturday afterwards, he's like, I'm going out there and playing for second, obviously playing with Scottie. He was already saying it himself, Lance, like, I'm playing for second place. These guys knew that. Scheffler, that was his 4th major. He gets his 4th major in his 25th major start. Tiger, in his 21st 25, had 5 majors. So they're tracking right there.
Pretty close, yeah.
Now, here's Tiger after he got that 5th major. He won 4 of the next 8. He won half of the next 8. That's what Scheffler would have to do to stay on track with Tiger. I'm not discounting the possibility he can do it. He's a favorite everywhere he goes, but that will take a heroic effort to go 4 of the next 8. But heck, crap, the way this guy plays, who knows? Here's the amazing stat, and Scott's got a graphic on it. From the 97 Masters until Tiger won his 4th major, 1,197 days passed. From Scottie Scheffler's first major to the major he won yesterday, 1,197 days passed.
Wow.
The exact same amount of time between first major and 4th major for Tiger Woods and Scottie Scheffler. That's a pretty remarkable stat there.
No, that really is. And, I wonder if you ask Tiger, the guy that is, I guess it's obvious the by far number 1 player in the world right now is Scheffler.
By miles.
Yeah, I wonder, though, if you ask Tiger, is Scheffler going to ultimately be one of these Mount Rushmore guys? So you got Tiger, you got Jack, and then you tell me. I don't know who the other 2 guys are.
You start to get in an argument after you get
Ben Hogan one of those guys?
Oh, certainly, yeah. Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, Arnold Palmer, all those guys fall in there. But the clear-cut 1 and 2 are Tiger and Jack.
Okay, is this fair? Is there a possibility that Scheffler one day can be as good or better than Arnold Palmer?
Yes. And it could be one day soon. I don't think it'll be too terribly far away.
What does Arnold have, like 7 majors?
He's 7. Well, the guy that often gets forgotten is Walter Hagen. I think he won 9.
That was back on the train days, though, right?
Yeah, that was back on the train days. But Walter was, I don't think Walter got a whole lot of sleep when he was in town.
But to Walter's credit, he was literally hitting it on the screws, and he wasn't in his own private jet, right?
He was not. And again, I will point out, I think there were a lot of times Walter was coming straight to the course. Gary Player. All right, here you go. Nicholas Woods Hagen, as I mentioned, he's got 11.
Wow.
Ben Hogan's got 9. Gary Player's got 9. Tom Watson with 8. Palmer has 7. Trevino, Faldo, Mickelson all have 6. So, I mean, that's the door that Scottie Scheffler is now knocking on. And it's hard to see him not getting there soon.
And it's hard to it's almost impossible to not see him getting the Grand Slam.
The career Grand Slam?
Yeah.
Well, he's one away, and he only needs U.S. Open. Spieth still one away with the PGA. And by the way,
you know who will be favored in the U.S. Open next year?
Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah.
By a long shot, probably. Spieth is one away as well. He needs the PGA. And these are the terms we used to talk about Spieth in. And Spieth just lost his game. So it can happen to anybody. I mean,
I just don't remember Spieth getting this much hype. I remember Spieth coming out of Texas. I remember there were a time where I do remember the comparisons. This guy could be the next great, but I don't remember the consistency over 3 or 4 years.
He won the Masters. This is when it went Masters, U.S., British PGA, when it was in that order. He won the Masters in the U.S. in the same year, and I think was the 36-hole leader at the British. And I'm like, holy crap, this guy may challenge for the Grand Slam. He didn't. He was very good in the Masters. He came back and he won a British, but he lost his game after that. And you know, Rory, crap, when he got one away, when it was just the Masters, like, this guy's good at Augusta every year. Rory's going to get the career Grand Slam. It took him a decade. So sometimes, you know, those things can happen. You don't see it happening with Scheffler, but I don't know that I saw it happening with Spieth or ever saw it happening with McIlroy.
It was one of the biggest bottom outs of all time, David Duval.
Oh, yeah. Guy went from world number 1 to, I mean, basically off the tour.
I mean, within months, really, right?
It felt like it. I'd have to go back and look at how long it actually took for that to happen. But, yeah, it kind of felt like that.
I mean, this is one of those games you typically don't see that. I guess you've seen it with some pitching in baseball. That's more injuries related.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard when you get a guy that is at the top of his sport to completely collapse like that. But I guess golf's the only one you really get that in.
Jeff says Scheffler won't melt down late in his career like Tiger. I mean, one thing that separates him from Tiger is, at least on the surface, everything you can see appears his personal life is probably in a better spot than what Tiger's was. Tiger's personal life bubbled to the top, and it affected his game.
You take me back to 2007, in the summer of 2007. I would have been like, this guy doesn't have time for women and pills.
I know.
This
He's
guy
playing
is
golf.
Nothing but golf. So you really, behind the scenes, you don't know sometimes, but Scheffler does seem like the All-American kid.
Yeah, on the surface. That's all I'm
now,
saying.
he has been arrested before Tiger ever was.
That's true. That's a good point. On the surface, just what you could see with your own eyes, it does appear like he's got all of that in order. The other thing that got Tiger, though, and really he could have probably fought through the personal issues, like the women issues. What really got him was he got on this workout routine where he was wanting to do all that Navy SEAL training, and his body started to break down.
Yep.
And that's, you never know. Again, you never know on that with injuries and things like that. It changes a career. But that's really what changed Tiger. All the personal stuff, he'd have gotten through that. He was already dealing with that in his mind.
Yeah, I think that was part of it. That might have been part of the drive.
Yeah, but it was his body breaking down that really got him. That's why Tiger doesn't have 25 majors. He'd probably have 25 majors if his body hadn't broken down. So who knows? You don't know. But, man, this is as dominant as we have seen since Tiger. So Scottie Scheffler walks to victory. I'm with you. I got home from church. I had it recorded just in case it got good. Got home from church, turned it on, watched him walk up 18. And Jennifer was like, so you're just going to go right to the end? I'm like, babe, there is no reason to watch this. This guy, nobody got within 5 shots of him, I don't think.
And he did have a double yesterday, right?
Yes.
Double bogey?
Yes.
And that snapped a streak of 32 holes without a bogey?
I know. We would go large, though, if you're going to go.
I mean, do you think there's any point in your career you've gone 32 holes without a bogey?
Oh, gosh, no.
Well, I was going to say, if you throw in some double and triple bogeys.
Like when I was at, maybe so. Like right when I was at the best I've ever played, like at the end of high school, right as I was going to Jacksonville State, I was a scratch golfer, and I don't know that I ever played a round without a bogey, like a bogey-free round. Maybe I did and just don't remember it. Like I can remember one time, we were just goofing off and playing one day, and there was nothing on the line, and I had made like 16 consecutive pars. And I'm like, well, crap, I guess I need to see if I can par 17 or 18. And I think I did. I can't remember. But I'm not even sure if I get a kick in for birdie if I want the birdie. I just want to get 18 consecutive pars. It's a boring round of golf, but I'd take it in a heartbeat right now.
Hey, I mean, it's tough. Pool golf, I tied the record again this weekend.
Oh, did you? Course record?
Yeah, I missed some easy front nine. I've gotten a lot better on the back nine. The back nine used to be impossible to navigate. but I've gotten better back there. But I was going to say it's almost impossible to go 2 rounds without a bogey in pool golf.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 36 hole. I mean, these guys, they're in a different world, though, man. These
He
guys
did have good weather
totally
conditions yesterday.
He did. It did not. It only got bad that one day for part of the round, but over the weekend, it was summer, man.
It did not look like you were across the pond.
You did not. I always watch that event, though, and they're over there in sweaters and jackets, and it's so weird because it's 1 billion degrees where we are, and they're over there in sweaters and jackets.
And that's what I pull
weird.
for, though. I pull for, like, low 60s, mist, cloudy. I mean, that is just part of the Open.
Yeah, Jace asked a question. Do you ever do British Open weather and pool golf? Just to see who can battle the elements.
So yesterday, bottom completely dropped out. I don't know if it did it just out where we are.
Oh, it did, for 5 minutes.
Oh, but it was.
Yeah. I was grilling at the time.
It was at the very end, so the day was already over. But yeah, I mean, I think we've done it in rain. As long as there's no lightning, I don't care.
Yeah, I had the grill going. Had some pork tenderloins on the grill for the family for dinner, and just out of the blue, skies open up, rain's fine. I'm like, crap. I mean, now I'm grilling in the rain. I did not anticipate this. I didn't even look at the radar. I didn't think there was a chance. It just came out of nowhere. That's the way it sometimes does. All right, Hemp Hill Services, part of the show today, and they also bring you Lance's Lock every single day.
Coming off a 2-0 yesterday in Major League Baseball, more plays up and available today, including a free play each and every day at lanceslock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling. Any of these issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. It's where you want to go to make sure your urological health is where it should be. You can make an appointment a couple of ways and find the location nearest you. 930-0920. That's 930-0920, 205 area code. Also, urologycentersalabama.com on the web, urologycentersalabama.com. Listen, from kidney stones to your prostate health, just all your urological track, it's very important to stay on top of that. And make sure you've got the optimal health in all those areas. 930-0920 or Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA, bringing you part of the show. I mentioned we got a lot of college football today. The Big Ten Media Days is this week. Remember now, much like the Big 12, who's already had their Media Days out in Frisco, Texas, the Big Ten does not do any sort of poll. I guess the SEC is going to be one of the lone holdouts that just tells the media it doesn't mean anything. You guys can vote all you want, and we'll put the poll out after you guys turn your votes in. The Big Ten doesn't do that, so the Cleveland Plain Dealer, the newspaper, does that. And they've done their media poll today.
Okay, so let me ask you this real quick. What is your, if you had to guess the reasoning behind not doing a media poll? Like the Big 12, you could say, okay, the media looked like idiots last year because they had Arizona State either dead last or next to last.
But it's the media that looks like idiots, yeah.
But, do you care if you get something that wrong? It's just not that big of a deal, so I don't understand why you – the media's there covering it. Let's have a little hype coming out of media days.
What I suspect, Lance, in the Big Ten and I guess the Big 12, because I really don't think the Big 12 completely screwed it up last year. The media did. And I guess if I was voting last year, I might have considered Arizona State dead last too, Lance. I have no idea. But to your point, what does that even matter? It actually made it a better story.
It did, yeah.
Like Arizona State picked dead last by the media.
And it's nice to have, motivation for some of those teams, for whatever the motivation is, if you even need that. But I agree, it's a better storyline, coming into the game. Man, Kenny Dillingham's got this team sitting at 6-1 and number 17. Every media member had them picked dead last.
Yeah, what I suspect is the reasoning is to avoid what has happened today with the Big Ten media poll, and that is the Cleveland Plain Dealer now does this, not the Big Ten. The Cleveland Plain Dealer, hang on, I've got the number of votes right here. 40, let's see, 35, 50, I think 55 votes, I think is the number. What has happened today? Who do you think they picked number one? The Big Ten media. Now, there's some national media in this as well.
These people are falling so hard for Penn State, it blows me away. I'm going to lean Ohio State, but I think Penn State is really, really close. It's not going to surprise me if they've got Penn State at number one.
Of the 55 first-place votes, Penn State got 35 of them.
That is amazing.
35 first-place votes.
Where does this come from?
They're the Big Ten media. There's your and national. There's some national media in this. So if you're watching us, I'll run through it for those of you that are audio only. Let me run through it and we'll come back. Ohio State second with 18 first-place votes. Oregon third with 1 first-place vote. Then you've got number 4, Illinois, Michigan 5th, Indiana 6th. You've got Iowa 7th, Nebraska 8th, USC 9th. I want to come back to that right there. Washington 10th, Minnesota 11th, Wisconsin 12th. Alabama plays Wisconsin. Michigan State and Rutgers tied for 13th. UCLA 15th, Maryland 16th, Northwestern 17th. And good luck, Barry Odom. Purdue, he will want to be this year's Arizona State, is picked dead last at number 18. Your thoughts?
So, first of all, I think Wisconsin's going to be really bad. I think they're 3-9 this year.
Okay, so they've got them number 12, which is too high.
I think
in your opinion.
That's too high. Just going back to one of the Alabama opponents, much like Florida State. Florida State will be better than they were last year. Still not very good. Wisconsin will be worse than they were last year, and they weren't very good. Penn State at number 1 blows me away. I've got really no problem with sight unseen Dante Moore and Oregon being number 1. Obviously, Ohio State with the talent they return. I am not getting the Penn State hype at all. I know they got to the semis last year, a couple of breaks and good seeding for Penn State got them there.
They got almost double the first place votes of Ohio State and Oregon combined.
Do we need to remind what paper is this?
This is the Cleveland Plain Dealer that is doing
the
this.
Cleveland Plain Dealer that James Franklin is 3-17 against top 10 teams.
Will he play any of those this year? He'll play 2.
Well, yeah, in the regular season. And then, obviously, if you're going to make noise and win a national championship, which a lot of people have Penn State winning, I heard Heather Dinich this morning, not only Penn State winning the Big Ten, but winning the national championship. You know, one of the voices I respect more than any is Joel Klatt.
Right.
And I think Klatt's got Penn State winning the national championship.
And that's why I think these conferences steer away from this, because I think in the Big Ten, their thinking is these guys are under enough pressure already. We don't need to apply any more pressure to them. And if we release a poll that is a Big Ten sanctioned poll, and even if it's just the media voting, it is the Big Ten saying the expectation for Penn State is to win a national championship. Now, my argument would be, do you think there are Penn State fans out there that don't already think this? Whether there's one single poll that ever names them number 1, Penn State fans, they went to the playoffs last year. They got a playoff win last year. They played in the conference championship game last year. There's not a Penn State fan out there that's like, we're probably going to go 8-4 this year. Their expectation is win a national championship.
This is the most excited Penn State fans have been since the 80s. You know, the last really, there's been some really good Penn State teams. 2016 with Trace McSorley, team that went to the Rose Bowl, lost in the final seconds to USC. That was a really good team. But back in 1994 or 95, you know, where you had Kajana Carter and you had Kerry Collins and you had a Penn State team that I think was a 1-loss team. This is the first time, though, that Penn State fans, since winning an outright national championship in 1986, are out of this world excited. And they all believe they're going to win this thing. And I get that. That's, you know, being optimistic from a fan base when you're coming off, you know, the best season under James Franklin. I get it. But I don't get the national media buying into this. And maybe ultimately Penn State wins this thing. I don't want to say shocked. I'd be very, very surprised. And again, James Franklin with a national championship. He's got an ego now. Ooh.
So that's your Big Ten media poll. But don't you see what I'm saying? That's probably why they don't. You ask why they don't do this. That's probably why they don't do this, so we don't end up having conversations like this.
Yeah, Scotty, can you pop it again real quick? Because I think Iowa's going to be really good.
Yep.
I think Indiana's going to be really good.
So you
again.
think Iowa underrated at 7?
Yeah, I think what we've got, Iowa was kind of in the Illinois-Michigan range last year because everybody talked about their schedule. Everybody's doing that with Illinois this year. And I think Illinois is going to be good, but again, they're not going to sneak up on anybody. You know, I think 1, 2, 3, they've probably got right. If I'm a Michigan fan, I'm like, how in the hell are we behind Illinois?
I know. How are we number 5?
If I'm a USC fan.
Well, I wanted to talk about that. Number 9 for USC.
Now, the good news
behind
is
Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska.
People have already kind of tapped out on this year with USC. And I don't think people believe in Maeva at quarterback,
right?
Which I get on the surface, probably the least talented, boy, that sounds mean, quarterback that Lincoln Riley has had coming into a season, but I think that is fact. But I do think USC is going to be much better than people expect. If you go back to last year, speaking of Penn State, had them dead to rights. You know, had Notre Dame 1-possession game through 2 pick-sixes in the fourth quarter. I mean, USC was really close last year, a team that beat LSU early on. So I think USC is going to be better than 9th. What that equates to, 8 or 9 wins, probably. But I think they'll surprise.
Yeah. So that's the Big Ten media poll. They are doing Big Ten media days, if I am not mistaken. When you think Big Ten,
oh, it's Chicago. It could be Indianapolis now, but I know all the Big Ten media love getting together and going to Gibson's. But I guess they can go to St. Elmo's now, right?
They go to St. Elmo's.
Where is it?
You've had their trip out Las Vegas.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sure they'll take that.
Las Vegas is where they start this thing tomorrow. The poll comes out in advance because the Cleveland Plain Dealer is doing it.
Would you want the SEC Media Days in Las Vegas?
I would not.
Now, I would rather have it in Vegas than New Orleans because I kind of lose control in both places.
All right.
And I'd rather it be a little bit nicer and a little bit different. In this time of year, what weather is better? 111 dry or 90 in the quarter with all those people and all that dirt and filth?
I know, but if you want true humidity, New Orleans gives you true humidity. I mean, that is weather you can wear in New Orleans. When we return, before we go to break here, I'll tell you coming up, we're going to try to use the same energy here, as you like to say. We talked a lot about Auburn struggling in recruiting. They might get a commitment today. We'll discuss that. And also, Pro Football Focus, PFF on the college side, had a breakdown of Alabama today. They said something in that breakdown that I want to discuss, and we'll talk a little Alabama football on that. Also, Tom Luginbill is coming up on the show in about 30 minutes. If you're listening to us live at the start of hour number 2, you will catch Tom Luginbill. We'll talk some college football with him. We'll get his reaction to the Big Ten and the SEC media polls. We haven't had a chance to react to the way the SEC voted on the show. That came out after I left Friday, right?
It did, yeah.
I mean, it came out after the end of the show Friday, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about it.
Nope. So we'll react a little bit to what the SEC media voted as well. Wednesday night will be here before you know it. We'll be over at Odie's on Wednesday night, as always.
Team trivia, me, you, Will Haver, the original location in Crestline. That is every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Of course, great food at both locations. Newest location in Edgewood from Rodney Davis for more than 35 years now. The award-winning wings, delicious burgers, fantastic sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets, the Odie's famous cup cocktails, live music every Friday and Saturday. And Odie's Fest. I guess it is this weekend, right?
Oh, is it?
I need to check on that.
Yes.
But Yacht Rock Review, are you a yacht rocker?
I told you the other day I got my wife's car and she had the Yacht Rock radio on, Sirius XM. So I like some of it, yeah.
Yep, July 26th, 16th annual Odie's Fest. So to get tickets, Odie's Fest, you can Google it right now. You can get your tickets. You can pre-buy those. But Yacht Rock coming up this weekend. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
And you can go see America in an RV from Johnston RV Center. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman. 334 Indicator is where you find them. They've got something priced for just about every price range with approved credit from the little toy haulers, the tow behinds, the fifth wheels, all the way up to the big motorhomes that you see on the roads. You can find those with a guaranteed lowest price nationwide at Johnston RV Center. Also, RV Warranty Forever is going to make sure you're covered with a lifetime warranty on anything that is new or qualifying pre-owned. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 Indicator. Always online, johnstonrvcenter.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining in overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
We continue here on the Next Round, Monday edition. Lance Taylor along with Ryan Brown. Jim Dunaway out on vacation, if I'm guessing. Probably a golf outing. I think I did see something on social media where Dunaway said he loves a covered bridge. Who doesn't?
Oh, a covered bridge, one of my favorites.
I don't know if I've ever come across a covered bridge. Maybe in a movie.
It's been a minute since I've been on a covered bridge. Yeah, he's on a golf trip, Dunaway is.
Okay, good for him.
Yeah.
He plays a ton of golf here. You might as well go on vacation and play a ton.
May as well go see some other courses. I know that's not your idea of a dream vacation.
No. I told you this. I can't remember. So I have played one round of golf in the last 7 years, but I played a couple of holes with you guys a couple of weeks ago. But I really can't remember. It's probably been 25, 30 years since I played on a weekend.
30 years?
Oh, yeah.
Since you play golf on a weekend?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't play a ton of weekend golf myself.
I mean, we've got enough time.
I normally play during the week.
To play during the week, especially in the summer when you got these extended hours and like weekends. I don't know, weekends are kind of sacred for me.
Yeah, not a big weekend golfer. But, I don't say no to it.
But I'll tell you what blows me away, and I know this is the only opportunity for some people maybe to get out there and hit it. But when I go to the beach and I see people out there sweating their balls off,
right.
Playing golf in 100 degrees and that humidity, I don't get that. Do you like playing when you're at the beach?
I do play at the beach. I prefer mountain golf over beach golf to answer, to ultimately answer.
Just because of weather, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely prefer the mountain golf. I just overall like the way the mountain golf is, more so than the beach golf. But I will play it anywhere. Trust me. I mean, I'm not going to say no to good golf anywhere. I'm not going to, go out of town and play a crappy golf course. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it as good as I can, right?
Nicest course in Florida right now. Coastline.
You mean like down on 30A or whatever?
Yeah, I mean like 30A to, let's take it from...
Probably Shark's Tooth, which I haven't played in a while, so I don't know. Camp Creek, which I have not played in a while, is normally in pretty good shape. There's a really cool spot down there. It's gone public, private, Santa Rosa. Yeah, it's right there on Santa Rosa Beach. And if you drive by Santa Rosa, you see one of the holes. And I've always enjoyed that course. I don't know if it's public or private right now, though.
Do they charge? I mean, look, food's a little bit more down there.
Sure.
Obviously, when your accommodation's a little bit more, I would assume golf.
Right.
Like, I don't even know what a 18-hole a price point on a round of golf is right now. Just a solid course. $100?
$100, $150, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So down there, $200?
No, it's probably about $100 to $150 in that area. Yeah. That's probably what you're going to play. Here we go. GM Green says, I'm not impressed with the Penn State quarterback situation. This is going back to Penn State being picked by the media. Cleveland Plain Dealer did the poll, not the Big Ten, to win the league.
I think Penn State overall is going to be polarizing. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are bullish like us that just don't believe James Franklin's ever going to be able to get over that hump. Those same people are going to doubt Drew Aller. The other side, people are like, he's experienced, he's big, he's a future NFL starter. I mean, the only mock draft I've seen, or one of the two mock drafts, I should say, let me back that up, for coming up 2026, the May NFL draft, I saw Aller going number 27 overall to my Los Angeles Rams.
And that does what for you?
Well, I mean, let's see how he plays this year. I mean, Aller from last year, I thought he was solid. I just didn't see a quarterback. You know, it's one of those situations, and I know Penn State doesn't have the most difficult schedule this year.
Right.
But when you have to win a national championship, and especially in today's football, when you're in a power league like the Big Ten, you're going to have to win 3 or 4 one-possession games. And I just wonder if Aller's going to be able to do that.
Plain says Ohio State is not going to be the same. I think they lose 3 games, so it would be hard to see them losing 3 games.
You know what I heard this morning also? Ohio State's got to replace quarterback. Well, they had replaced quarterback last year. Did anybody think Will Howard was going to be as good as he was once they got to the postseason?
No, in fact, Howard caught a lot of criticism early in the year. I mean, there were a lot of people that were saying Will Howard was holding them back.
That's why. So Julian's saying, I mean, look, sight unseen, I just assume Ryan Day and Brian Hartline in this offense, he's going to be really good.
Yeah. Pritchalaw says after number 3, that league is extra medium. Once you get past those top 3, Penn State, Ohio State, and Oregon.
I'm not going to battle for the Big Ten, but I will say this.
Better than
I think
extra
after
medium?
you get outside of 4 in the SEC, I think it could be extra medium in the SEC.
Nicholas says something that is a talking point in this offseason that I just don't see. Hear me out on this whole thing, all right? Hear what I'm about to say in its entirety. I don't see this as big a deal as most people. Nicholas says Jim Knowles, a defensive coordinator, will be the difference. Jim Knowles is a fantastic defensive coordinator. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Defense is not their issue.
It was not.
They were stopping people for the most part last year. Now, the Oregon game and the Big Ten championship, they didn't get many stops.
You know, this is, and I said this about Florida State. You know, you lose your best offensive and defensive player, and they lost, you know, their 4 best defensive players going into last year, but they lost obviously the best offensive player in Jordan Travis. But Tyler Warren single-handedly won them a couple of games last year in Penn State.
Yep.
What you had with Abdul Carter on the edge was a special player. So you've lost your best offensive and defensive players. And, oh, by the way, when I talk about the schedule, let me back that up a little bit. You get Oregon at home, so you're going to be a slight favorite there. I'm not going to be surprised if Penn State is a short dog at Iowa. They're going to be dogs when they play in Columbus. Then they've got Indiana. They got to go to East Lansing, and I think Michigan State is going to be much improved. And then you got Nebraska and Rutgers. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked if Penn State's 9-3 in the regular season. Now, does 9-3 get them into the college football playoff? Maybe.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, we've only got the 1 year of data on 3 lost teams. It hasn't happened. I just don't know that you can end at 9-3.
Okay, so if you lost,
I guess if there was a 9-3 scenario that got you in Indianapolis, so you're playing in your conference championship game,
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either.
If you lost to Oregon and Ohio State, you know, your other loss, let's say it's at Iowa, it's Indiana, one of those two, then it goes back to, you know, the point that you don't really have any quality wins at that point.
Yeah. And there becomes the issue of making the college football playoffs, obviously. And
that would be a disaster.
Oh, if Penn State did not make the college football playoff, oh, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know that you can fire James Franklin. I don't know what the buyout is. But, boy, if you miss the playoffs this year, there'll be calls to fire him for sure.
So
he was already catching criticism of the spring game this year.
Is this Ryan Day-like? Last year you get to the college football playoff. There's no way, though. There's no way because he went to the semis last year. I was going to say Ryan Day got to a college football playoff, won, 90% of his games, and people were talking about if he loses, he's going to get fired.
But he also had that Michigan problem, and that's something – James Franklin's problem is not a Michigan problem because they don't really have a natural rivalry. But his problem is a top 10 problem. Like everybody just focuses on that top 10 record and how bad it is. But he just doesn't have a rival that he can't beat the way Ryan Day can't beat Michigan for some reason. We'll react to what the SEC media voted in just 1 second. A reminder, Way to Wellness is there for you if you are looking to get a little healthier and maybe drop some lbs. Dunaway has done that. He updates you all the time on how much he's dropped. He'll go on a trip this week and he'll talk about, maybe I gained a pound or so back, but it's easy to take it back off. The website, because this is tailored to your needs, aplanforme.com. That is the website, aplanforme.com. That is where you go to learn more about Way to Wellness. Leslie and her board-certified crew are going to get all your numbers, not just your weight, but everything, right? Your cholesterol, your blood pressure, all those numbers, and develop a plan that is going to get all of that back in line. Now, the byproduct is going to be you're losing weight, but don't lose focus on the fact that you're just getting healthier overall. That's what she does, and you can go get that risk-free evaluation and see what plan works for you. The best place to start, this is the easiest way to remember it, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That is the website for Way to Wellness. Tell them you heard about it on the next round. You want to drop pounds like Dunaway has done, aplanforme.com.
Could you drop some weight in here?
Yeah, it's a little warm in here today.
I'm going to go 77.
We had a power outage, right, Tyler?
Yeah, power went out, I guess, sometime after midnight because I'd left here like quarter till.
My power went out at 3 a.m. last night.
Oh, did it?
Took a couple of hours to come back on.
Yeah. So you have a power outage, even at night in the Deep South in July. It's going to take a minute for the air conditioners to catch back up.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear it, too.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying. They're doing what they can.
Is the biggest blackout in history 1977, New York City?
I don't keep up with those, but I'm going to say probably so. Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean, they did a movie out of it called Blackout. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but a bunch of criminals go rogue and, start looting and killing and raping and all the bad stuff that happened in New York in the summer of 1977.
That's not on the viewing menu, is it? We've got that coming up.
It is not on the viewing menu today.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay. Would you recommend?
I haven't seen it since I was, a kid.
So it's probably lost a little bit, you think?
Yeah, I'll check it out here on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Tyler shocked me when he said over the weekend that he saw the sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer and it was no good.
Just
Terrible.
no good. Terrible.
Oh, my gosh. This was absolutely abysmal. It's just like a Temu version of the original story,
right,
but with none of the charm or likability of the cast. It was just boring. That's really the worst thing I can say about it. The movie's just boring.
Terrible because it was boring. What's Rotten Tomatoes on that one? Did you find it?
I have not yet.
Yeah. You don't think that one doesn't jump right to the top?
No.
What's the name of it again?
I thought it was Blackout. But there's a 2022 film. Oh, here it is, 1978. Yeah. Let's see. It's a action thriller. Film follows 4 sadistic criminals who, after escaping during a transfer, take over a Manhattan apartment complex and start looting and terrorizing its occupants during New York City's 1977 blackout. I can't get a Rotten Tomato on this.
It's probably so old. They're like, well, nobody even rated it. Nobody watched it anymore. Nobody rated it. Any big name in it?
No. I'll tell you, they're
got a 4.8 on IMDb.
What? 4.8 out of what?
10.
Oh, so that's not good.
13 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
So bad, huh?
Yeah, the poster, the night the power failed and the shock began.
They'll play on words there.
Hey, that was supposed to be a bad time, that 77 blackout.
Yeah, I would imagine
I bet it was.
Because that's when New York was a cesspool.
Largest city in America loses power for how long?
I don't know exactly, but
was it a matter of hours or days?
Oh no, I think it was days.
Matter of days. Yeah. People are going to start to lose their mind when that happens. There's no doubt.
July 13th and 14th, so for 25 hours.
25 hours. The city had no power whatsoever.
Yeah, I bet it was still like the Purge though up there.
Oh well, so literally the 70s was, I think, the worst and most dangerous decade of New York City.
Probably so, yeah.
And so they got that right in the height of that. But when you go 25 hours and it says approximately 9 million people were without power, there was over 1,000 fires and looting across the city.
3,700 arrests.
3,700 arrests?
Over 3,700.
They said the damage in today's would have been $1.5 billion.
And you don't even have the lights on to see the damage.
Is that one of those, if you had, and I watched Back to the Future over the weekend, and all I could think about is he went from 85 to 55. If we went back 30 years, it's like that. It would be my my summer in Kansas doing play-by-play.
You'd go back to that.
I would go back to that. What I was going to ask you, if you could get in the DeLorean, is there any chance you go to New York City for...
Not in 77.
Yeah, for July 13th and 14th?
Don't even want to see what it was like.
Nope.
Oh, had to be hot, no air conditioner, no air moving.
I want to go to the fake 2015 that had the self-lacing shoes and all the cool stuff. We didn't get any of that
There was
stuff.
in Back to the Future. What was that in Back to the Future 2? Yeah.
I took Jace to dinner last night. Jack was with us for Jace's birthday, and we were talking about Back to the Future 2. And I was like, I don't think I've seen it. And Jack was like, yeah, we watched it. And I don't remember anything about Back to the Future 2. I know I haven't seen 3.
Not a memorable movie at all. Is 3 the Western?
3 is the Western. I don't like that one.
Yeah.
1 is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, so good.
So you don't move, you don't remember the where Biff gets the book and he takes
The
it back?
Sports Almanac.
The Sports
I remember
Almanac? It's in the back of his car?
Seeing clips of that. I must have completely just...
Yeah.
And then he ends up
tuned
being
out.
like a hotel owner,
Yeah.
and he has casinos, and it's like he owns the whole city
That's
when
right.
he goes back.
Well, we had Tom Wilson, the actor-comedian, actually in studio. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
this.
the guy that played Biff.
Yeah, because he brought his guitar because he also sings.
That's right.
And it was when we were on the second level.
Not a fan of
Jots.
Crispin Glover.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Remember that? Yeah, he talked about how weird Crispin Glover was in the movie. I liked him. He was a super nice guy, the guy that played Biff. In case you what we were talking about.
And he was probably, when you go back and look at the movie, he was the biggest personality in that whole cast.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. But now he's on the or at that time was on the comedy circuit playing guitar.
Have you guys ever seen some of the outtakes of Eric Stoltz when he was Marty McFly?
No.
Yeah, and Robert Zemeckis, they were test audiences. It just wasn't working. And what's crazy, the same year that came out where Michael J. Fox was nominated for a Golden Globe for his performance as Marty McFly, Eric Stoltz was nominated for his performance as Rocky Dennis in the movie Mask. So it wasn't like Stoltz wasn't considered a good actor. It just wasn't a fit. And when you go back and you look at those outtakes, it is so weird seeing him as Marty McFly. And what's crazy is Michael J. Fox. I remember being in the theater as a kid being like, that is a cool kid.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, and now you look at it, watch it back on the couch and you're like, dude's all of 5'1", skateboarding around.
What did I see?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the SEC media poll. So this dropped right after the show was over. We told you it's probably going to be noon Friday, so we haven't had a chance to react to it yet. I don't think we're at all. I didn't get surprised till number 5. All right, so here's how the media voted.
And this is where we all differed.
Yeah, we all split at 5. I can't remember who everybody had, but I did not have South Carolina at number 5. I think we all agreed the top 4 are going to be the top 4.
Well, I said it was going to
order.
be Texas, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and then I went Florida at 5. Dunaway went South Carolina at 5, so he actually got his top 5 right.
Yeah, South Carolina at number 5, a bit high for the media to me, just looking at their schedule. Like, you may think they're the 5th best team in the league, but if you're trying to predict an order of finish, you gotta address that schedule at some point, right?
Well, and here's what I would say about South Carolina. I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be better than the team that they rolled out last year that won 9 games and was in the mix to get into a college football playoff in November. But I think the schedule is so brutal, the record is going to be worse. And South Carolina, to me, is this year's SEC version of Penn State. I think they're getting a little overhyped. And to be number 5, I think the majority of people that voted in this think South Carolina is going to get into a college football playoff.
I mean, that would be a massive step for Shane Beamer. Florida at number 6. I think Florida fans are happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, so I would say 5, 6, and 7 are about 9-win teams.
Yeah, so I think Ole Miss fans might be a touch disappointed they didn't make it back to the playoffs, but I think they'd be okay with that.
Well, they didn't make it to the playoffs last year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So but they were very close. So I think the next obvious thing, right, is okay. Well, you make the playoffs this year. A&M, that's about where they live right there, number 8. Yep. I mean, that's like their neighborhood. They can't sell that house. They've done some upgrades on that house, but they're stuck in that house. Then Tennessee, 9. I think fans understand what happened in the offseason. They're probably not thrilled with 9, but I don't think Heupel catches a ton of heat for it.
I think 9 is about 8-4, though. And I think Tennessee to go 8-4 with the quarterback situation coming off a playoff appearance last year, I don't think Tennessee fans would say it out loud, but I think if they go 8-4, that's about where I think they're going to be.
10 is probably an 8-4 team, too. That's Oklahoma, who you think makes more noise than that. Where are Oklahoma fans you think on number 10? If they finish number 10 in the league.
I mean, if they're realistic when you look at the schedule and you look at how decimated this team was, you are replacing quarterback. Look, you've gone out to the portal and you've gotten your quarterback of choice. You've gotten your offensive coordinator of choice. Now your head coach is back calling his defensive plays. I wouldn't be happy if I'm Oklahoma at 10, though. I mean, Oklahoma at 10 is probably 7-5, 8-4 with that schedule.
Yep.
I think it's digestible, but I think there's much more talent. I had Oklahoma, I think, at number 6.
I was about to say at 10 and 11, now we're at the 8 or 7 win line. I don't know where we are, but it's 8 or 7. And if it's 7 for number 11 Auburn, there are going to be some very unhappy people with 7-5. I mean, I just.
So if you're John Cohen and you've got 7-5 on your hands, you don't want to reset.
Mm-mm.
I mean, how many times would this be a coaching change since we've been doing the show at 2010? 1, 2, 3. This will be the fourth coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we go back 2010. So you had Chizik, Malzahn, Harsin, now Freeze. So this will be number 5. And, I mean, when a radio show / multimedia, formatted show can go 15-plus years together, 3 guys.
I know.
You should be able to have a head coach at least for more than 5 or 6 years.
Yes.
So I don't think they want to reset. And I guess the question would be who would they go after? We mentioned Rhett Lashley. Would Rhett Lashley take a job where you've talked about 5 different head coaches in 15 years?
But at this point, a 7-5, which is about where the media has voted them there, you're 18 and 19 overall. That's just not going to do it in 3 years. 18 and 19, you got a losing record in 3 years, and he'll have a losing conference record because he's 5 and 11. And if he goes 7-5, he's not going to win enough games to have a winning conference record. So you'd have a losing overall and a losing conference through 3 years. I don't think you survive that one.
I got to be honest. Malzahn did more than I thought he would do.
Right.
I don't think Auburn fans were excited about it. I think there were a couple of really good years, and then outside of that, it was a lot of mediocrity. Harsin did exactly what I thought he would do. If this thing goes 7-5 and some way he's out after 3 years with a losing record, that will blow me away.
Missouri is 12th with their schedule. I think Missouri fans think they're better than 12th. And as we said during the show.
And by the way, I get a feeling that Eli Drinkwitz thinks this team is better.
I do too. The way he was conducting himself just kind of tells you that. And as we said before the poll came out on Friday, the one thing that is easy is telling you who the top 4 will be in no particular order and who the bottom 4 will be in no particular order. Anybody could have told you that. Anybody could have told you in no particular order the media is going to vote Texas, Georgia, Alabama, LSU in the top 4, and in no particular order they're going to vote State, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Vandy in the bottom 4, and that's exactly why it happened. It went in this order: Vandy, Arkansas, Kentucky, and State dead last.
Yeah, for the history of this conference, it's been, going back when we started doing a show, is it going to be Florida or Alabama, and then is it going to be Alabama or LSU, and then is it Alabama or Georgia at the top, and then at the bottom it was always Vanderbilt. What's amazing is now people have Vanderbilt crept up into the 13th spot.
Yeah.
If Arkansas finishes behind Vanderbilt, Sam Pittman has no shot at surviving.
I was going to ask you 14, 15, 16. There was a buyout involved at number 15 that's pretty hefty, but 14, 15, 16, you think you get a coaching change across the board there?
Yep, I do. Because Levy to be 16 would have to be 1-7. So you're looking at 1-15 in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's not going to be good enough.
Not going to survive that.
I think with the heat and the fact that Stoops doesn't do himself any favors the way he
conducts himself.
Yeah, it just, what he says, if I'm a Kentucky fan, just kind of falls flat. So I think if he was to have another 4-8 or maybe even a 3-9 that far down, I think he's probably out. Significant buyout, but I think they probably find a way to manage that. And then Sam Pittman, if he was to be 3-9 or 4-8, I think he's probably done.
Yeah, I think if the media got this right, which they never do, by the way.
Clark Lee at 13 gets another extension.
Probably so. You think Venable's in trouble at 10?
I do, yes.
Freeze, we've already discussed, will be in trouble at 11. I think Drinkwitz will be fine at 12.
Man, so we could actually.
That could be 5 openings.
If
the media gets this right, and they never do.
Let me go back to the front side. I think at 4 and 6, both of those guys and Brian Kelly and Billy Napier could still lose their jobs.
I don't know, man. Ford's in the playoffs.
No. I'm not talking about finishing there. I'm talking about those teams.
Oh, you're saying.
If LSU was to be 7-5 this year, I think they reset. I think if Florida was 7-5 or 6-6,
he's probably going.
I think there's a good. So, you go from not having turnover to this thing could completely flip. I mean, you really could have 1, 2, 3.
That'd be 7
4,
possibilities.
5. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get that high. I think you get 3 or 4 very easily, though.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So that's the predicted order of finish for the Southeastern Conference. I can't remember, who did you're staying Alabama number 1, right?
I am, yes.
I'm sticking with Texas number 1, beating Alabama in that conference championship game.
I had Texas 4.
Done away with LSU number 1.
Really, if I'm a fan base of any of the top 4, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, just get me in the playoff. I really don't care about winning the conference. Get me in the playoffs, see what happens.
All right, Tom Luginbill coming up. Let's do the viewing menu from Tyler. It's presented each day by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100. I had the 2200 vision, legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy Toe. The Next Round sent you. They are going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Got another mystery movie tonight. AMC's Scream Unseen. So this is going to be only horror movies as potential choices. It's either going to be Together, which is Dave Franco and Allison Brie, and it's been getting a ton of buzz for potentially being one of the best movies of the year. And also...
I like Allison Brie, by the way.
Oh, do you?
That was Pete Campbell's wife in Mad Men.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's also getting a lot of buzz for potentially being completely ripped off and stolen from another writer, but I don't know if it is or isn't. That lawsuit's going to have to play out. But the synopsis of it is, after moving to the countryside, a supernatural encounter starts to transform a couple's love, their lives, and their flesh. This has got the poster where Allison Brie and Dave Franco are facing each other and their eyeballs are touching.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird sort of body horror.
Yeah, I think I'm out on that one, bro.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yep. And if it's not that, then the other possibility is a movie called The Home, which follows a guy named Max who realizes that the residents and caretakers in the retirement home he started working at hide sinister secrets, and it stars Pete Davidson. So it's either going to be what is being called one of the best horror movies of the year, or it's going to be Slop with Pete Davidson.
Slop.
But
probably Slop.
If it ends up being the latter, I'll just end up seeing Superman again.
Okay, for the third time? This will be the third time you've seen Superman? All right, Luginbill's coming up. We'll get his thoughts on Superman.
I need to hear it.
You've seen it twice in the same day. So,
and we'll also get Luginbill's thoughts. I was telling Tyler and Scott that I watched the 50th anniversary Jaws documentary on Hulu over the weekend, which was endorsed, and Spielberg was a big part of it. What I didn't understand is, like, Steve Soderbergh, Cameron Crowe, I get those filmmakers were on there talking about the influence it had for them, but Emily Blunt was like one of the regulars, and it made absolutely no sense.
Is she even alive when that film
No.
came out?
No.
So that is bizarre.
Yeah. So Emily Blunt just kept chiming in on Jaws, and I just thought that was so strange.
So
that is strange. I don't know what her connection to that.
I don't know what her connection to Spielberg is.
Yeah. She's famous. Let's get her on. All right, that is Tyler's viewing menu. Tom Luginbill is next as we talk college football in the next round.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. 888-848-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Since you listened to my last message so well and got rid of those cargo shorts and stained t-shirts, it's time to replace them with Rhoback. Go to Rhoback.com and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Rhoback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Rhoback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at Rhoback.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we go to hour number 2 of The Next Round. Dunaway back on Thursday, I believe it is. He's off some of the week here as we all get our summer vacations in before the start of college football season, which creeps closer every day. ESPN's Tom Luginbill, always on with us talking college football. He is back now on the Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys Hotline. What's up, Lukes? How are you?
Good, guys. How are we doing today?
Doing awesome. We were just discussing the 2 media polls. Now, the SEC dropped Friday, but it was after our show was over. But the Cleveland Plain Dealer, the Big Ten does not do one. The Cleveland Plain Dealer then said, okay, we'll step in and do it. So they will go get 50-some-odd voters. They released theirs today with Penn State number 1, Luginbill. 35 of the 54 first-place votes go to Penn State. 35 of the 54. Ohio State got 18. Oregon got 1. The Penn State Love Fest probably right now, Lugs, is at an all-time high this offseason.
Well, I think a lot of it is, whether it's an SEC preseason media poll or whether it's one in the Big Ten or any conference for that matter, if you have a solution at quarterback going into the season, you're always going to, potentially use that to carry more weight. Now, what you also see is you just mentioned Oregon in there. You mentioned Ohio State in there. Both of those teams are going to be breaking in new quarterbacks that we don't have the answers to yet, but it's also reflective of both of those programs and their long-standing success, not only in high school recruiting, but in the transfer portal. So voters of these polls are looking at the roster in its entirety, and they're saying, okay, we still think that roster's better, but we don't know what the quarterback's going to do yet. And if you go over to the SEC preseason media poll, it's the exact same thing. You look at Texas, you look at Georgia, you look at Alabama, right? We got to figure out how the quarterback's going to materialize. But when you look at the roster profile in its entirety, you really like what you see. So you're going to default to that, at least initially, in most people's minds.
Okay, so, I think Drew Aller is good. I was telling Brown, I've seen 2 mocks, Lugs, and Drew Aller went 27th and 1 to the Rams. But if I asked you right now, who has the better quarterback situation, and I'm asking this with a serious face, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Penn State?
Wow, that is a really, really good question, because I think Luke Altmaier at Illinois is really, really good. I also think that Fernando Mendoza, who I watched a lot last year, was the absolute quarterback steal in the transfer portal. But also my last game in person on the sideline, 2 games in a row, was watching Penn State through the college football playoff take on SMU and Boise State. And I think the reason why a lot of people are defaulting to Drew Aller is he is such a physical specimen, and he has physical attributes that maybe Luke Altmaier doesn't quite present. Maybe Fernando, although Fernando size-wise is very close, maybe doesn't have the elite level arm strength that Drew Aller does. I can see why people default in that regard. I think that you could take all of the quarterbacks that you just mentioned and put them all on somebody else's team of the teams you just mentioned, and neither one of those teams would skip a beat.
A lot of people pointed in at Penn State, Lugs, and say, okay, they added Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator from Ohio State. You just mentioned you watched the last 2 games they played, or the last 2 games you did were 2 of the games they played. Defense wasn't the issue. They were 8th in the country in scoring defense, 16.5. I mean, all right, Jim Knowles shaves 2 a game off that. That'd be a pretty good improvement. That's not really impacting the outcome to me. I think Jim Knowles is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know that it's this massive change for Penn State.
No, it's not. And listen, it's a really nice pickup, but they've got great personnel on the defensive side of the ball, and the vast majority of it's back. Obviously, you lose Abdul Carter, but I think that the defense is in good hands, just as it was when it went from Manny Diaz to Tom Allen. And I think you're going to see a significant impact with Tom Allen at Clemson, far more than you're going to see with Jim Knowles at Penn State. And both of them, you could say, have very comparable talent on that side of the ball and expected to be very, very good football teams. I think with Penn State, it's put up or shut up time. And they need to prove that they can play their best football against the best teams on their schedule, and that Drew Aller can make the plays that are the difference in the game. The backfield's fantastic. They're going to have weapons on the perimeter. Obviously, you lose Tyler Warren. That's a huge X factor because of all of the things that he did. So I think, if you're pushing your chips to the table for Penn State, you need Drew Aller to take that next step to solidify himself. And if he does, we're not talking about a top 25 first-round pick. We'd be talking about a potential top 10 first-round pick.
So last week we're in Atlanta, SEC Media Days. There was a time you used to be involved in SEC Media Days back when they used to be fun. Texas is kind of that SEC team that, the Big Ten for Penn State. Everybody's got Texas winning this thing. When you really look at the SEC and dissect this, how many teams do you think ultimately get to a college football playoff, and who is the best of the bunch right now in the SEC?
I think that right now the Texas roster profile as a whole is the best top to bottom. I probably would, to some degree, agree with the media in terms of where Georgia and Alabama lie. I would probably have Florida just slightly higher. I think Florida is going to be really, really good. I think they're going to take the next step. We know what South Carolina and LSU have at quarterback. Questions, revolve around LSU getting back to those vaunted defenses that we've seen from the past that have been lacking the last couple of years. And so, I legitimately see, all of these teams being legitimate potential candidates. If Austin Simmons materializes at quarterback for Ole Miss. I think they're talented enough top to bottom to put themselves in the mix. You've got Texas A&M sitting there. I think Tennessee would be viewed a little bit differently had they not had the offseason that they've had. But I legitimately think that the margin of error for the teams that are considered to be legitimate college football playoff teams is razor thin with these programs because of the transactional nature of college football, because we've seen such turnover. You're kind of having to reinvigorate your culture in your locker room. And it's no longer just about making the right decisions on players. You got to make the right decisions on the people that you're bringing in. And, I go back to what Nick Saban said on his very first game day show from Ireland last year. You can pay every guy you want. You can pay them all the money you want. But if you pay the wrong ones, you're SOL. And there's no more of a true statement made in this era of college football than that one.
Okay, and one of the reasons I like this team that you didn't mention, the schedule is brutal, but Oklahoma, they go out and get Mateer. Ben Arbuckle comes in, his former head coach, now offensive coordinator. And to me, they've got the best running back, at least on paper, in Jaden Ott, if he's healthy, in the conference. The offensive line was trash last year. They've got to be the injuries. They were decimated. They're probably going to be underdogs in 5 games. So the schedule is really difficult. But where are you on Oklahoma and Mateer? And do you think he is going to be an elite quarterback in the SEC?
Well, I do. I'm very bullish on John Mateer and obviously the makeup with him and the relationship with the offensive coordinator. I think you hit the nail right on the head with Jaden Ott. I've had a chance to see him a couple of times in person, and boy, is he talented, but you can't make the club sitting in the tub. And so you got to make sure that he maintains his health, because Oklahoma has not – you talk about missing the mark in the run game and the offensive line and at running back over the last 3 or 4 recruiting periods, portal included, and that's really, really hurt this football team. Now they've got to remain healthy at wideout. Remember what happened to them a year ago in that first 6-7 weeks of the season, and that had a dramatic impact on Jackson Arnold at the time. Defensively, I think they're recruiting towards being more of an SEC type of defense in terms of the caliber of player, but they're a little bit more on my wait-and-see list because of the schedule, because of the offensive line, and the health of the running back. I love the quarterback.
ESPN's Tom Luginbill is with us on the Alexander Schnarr Trial Attorneys Hotline. I was reading an article, Pro Football Focus, the college side, was writing it today, and it went on and on and on about the depth of Alabama's defense.
Yeah.
Just the depth of Alabama's roster. When you look at that, just the overall Alabama defensive roster, do you look at that and be like, man, this is Saban era good? They got guys on top of guys on top of guys.
Yeah, I think they do look like that, particularly in the secondary. And a lot of that is because of what they did in the secondary last year with so many young kids, including multiple true freshmen. So now you've got upperclassmen mixed with young kids that played a lot of football right when they got on campus. And so you've got a wealth of options there. Yes, listen, I think Alabama's got a chance to be really, really good. Is the quarterback going to have to be a difference maker? I don't know, but I know that when Kalen DeBoer's offenses have been really good, they have been quarterback driven. They have been led by the quarterback's ability to be a dynamic player in the passing game. Now, last year, that was a completely different framework in Tuscaloosa. Transition year, a quarterback that was so different than what they had been playing with, they being Washington, Indiana, Fresno State under Kalen DeBoer, that it was just – I thought it was a little bit of round peg, square hole at times, and it took away from the explosives in the passing game that what we had seen from Washington the previous 2 years, Fresno before that, it just didn't seem the same. But it's going to be interesting because if they get back to that, they're going to score points, and with that defense, they're going to get extra possessions because I think they're going to get the ball back an awful lot.
I was reading over the weekend, too, you mentioned the secondary, and we focused so much on Damani Jackson. He was really, really good for Alabama last year. I didn't get a ton of Cam Calhoun at Utah. I don't know how much you got to see of him, but the transfer Cam Calhoun from Utah, I think if you – it's going to be complicated because of the transfer portal. If you look at how guys graded out as returning starters, I think he's third best in the SEC. Now, he played in the Big 12. He didn't play in the SEC, but they're taking that into account.
Well, they're taking that into account because production is production.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And, I think that's the what you're balancing, what you're weighing there in the transfer portal is what you think a guy is going to be as a really good player, but has not played a lick yet. Well, heck, you can go get that at the high school level.
Yeah.
What everybody's seeking right now are guys that have produced at a high level with a significant number of snaps, preferably for more than 1 year. And, that's a pretty small player pool when you consider how large the transfer portal pool is, and everybody's jockeying for him, especially at positions like corner, offensive line, defensive line, certainly at the quarterback position. Have you played or not? Because when you're looking to do this in the portal, you're going to cast your line. Are you improving your roster better than what you currently have? And it's hard to say you can do that definitively if you're bringing in a guy that you think is really talented, but he hasn't played yet.
So great quarterback in this league can be the difference in 8 wins and 10 wins in getting to a college football playoff. These 3 quarterbacks, by the way, letters, they all start with an S. Simpson, Simmons, Stockton. Which one of those guys can be a difference maker, and who's got the best situation between Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss at an unproven quarterback position?
I really like Austin Simmons, guys. Listen, he's young. Graduated high school at 16 years old. He's already earned his undergraduate degree at Ole Miss, was not forced to play right away, got a bit of a taste of it a year ago. I kind of feel like his upbringing has been similar to what we saw from Garrett Nussmeier when you saw him and he played really good. Now, Garrett played a little bit more at LSU prior to becoming the starter than Austin has. I think we saw a good little sample size of Gunnar Stockton at Georgia, good enough to know that it wasn't too big for him. The bright lights came on and he was ready to go. That tells me he's prepared. It tells me that he works at it, that he was ready for the moment, wasn't overwhelmed, managed his emotions. I think that's exciting, and they're going to have good personnel around him. So, those two would probably top the list right there. Simpson has an opportunity for me, guys, to kind of prove that he could be the next version of Carson Beck, be the next version of Garrett Nussmeier, the guy that had multiple opportunities to leave and didn't. High-profile recruit, could have gone and made a bunch of money somewhere on the transfer portal market, loves the University of Alabama, has battled, has been through it, has lost multiple quarterback battles, and he's probably the most ready to make that jump. And if he does, then maybe, 6-8 weeks into the season, we're having those same conversations that we had about Carson Beck's first year as a starter, Garrett Nussmeier's first year as a starter. And sometimes when you choose to stick around, it ends up being the best thing for you long term.
All right, Luginbill, before we talk Superman and some other entertainment, this happened, this story broke as we were doing the interview. Your colleague Pete Thamel is reporting that the BYU quarterback, former BYU quarterback now, Jake Retzlaff, is transferring to Tulane and will battle for the starting job this year. We're big fans of John Summerall on this show. He comes on the show. He's a fantastic interview. We liked him at Troy. We love him at Tulane. This seems to be a big get for him because he lost Darian Mensah in the portal. Retzlaff to Tulane does what for you?
Changes the outlook of their football season.
No doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely it does. I mean, to have something like that happen in the third week of July, if what Pete's reporting comes to fruition, Tulane fans got to be tickled to death. I mean, that's exciting news for them because you just upgraded your quarterback room with a guy that played outstanding football a year ago on a really, really good football team. And to have that fall in your lap at this point of the season heading into fall camp. Now, listen, speaking from experience of somebody that transferred that had to win a job in fall camp, not easy to do, right? It's going to take, he's going to have to go above and beyond. And, there's a lot of work to be done. But wow, I mean, if you're Coach Summerall, you got to be tickled to death if you're a Tulane fan as well.
Real quick, a lot of people know who they play in the American. Just some upset opportunities they have if Retzlaff can produce. Northwestern week 1, winnable game for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Duke week 3.
That's a tough game.
Yep. Duke week 2 gets Illinois, I think, though, right?
Yep.
And you think Duke beats Illinois.
I think Duke is going to beat Illinois.
So that would be getting Duke off, and this is going to sound super weird, getting Duke off a big upset win over Illinois. I don't know if it's an upset. And then they're at Ole Miss week 4. I mean, that'd be a tall order, but, I mean, you never know when you got a quality quarterback, Lugs. That evens the playing field some.
Listen, I had Tulane the year after they beat SC in the Cotton Bowl, week 2 at Tulane, and they had Ole Miss on the ropes.
They did, yeah. Ole Miss couldn't stop them.
Late in the fourth quarter, that thing was – I mean, Lane Kiffin was lucky to get out of there, and he'd probably tell you that. So who knows what can happen on the road. And I think that Duke-Tulane matchup could be really interesting because, remember, Darian Mentz has only been a one-year starter. He got paid a lot of money. You know what the expectation is for him? He better play damn good for Duke. In fact, I'm heading up there after ACC kickoff this week to do a camp tour with Duke and NC State next week. And so big expectations off of the last few years that they've had there in Durham. Duke's been a pretty good football team.
Yeah, good news for Jake Retzloff. No code of conduct in New Orleans.
That's right. Anything goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes. So, could you imagine trying to enforce a code of conduct in a city that contains Bourbon Street?
No.
I'd be like, I quit.
But now he can't use BY Jew anymore, the greatest player nickname of all time.
What about Julane? Can you go Julane? Is that a little much?
Yeah, dude, that's not bad.
BYU's done a good job. Because you remember we had the Mormon Manziel and then BYU. I mean, they've done a good job with this. Okay, so you texted me. I was so hyped about the show that when it dropped Thursday, I went home and watched all 6 episodes of Untamed. Because I was so hyped, I was a little underwhelmed. But I have recommended it to people. I said it was probably a B to me. Overall, did you plow through it, and what were your thoughts?
I plowed through it. I gave it a big B+, talking about Untamed, obviously. I thought the twist was really good. Didn't see that coming at all. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't. But the only thing, as I said, first 4 episodes, kind of a slow burn, and then the twist just really came in episodes 5 and 6.
Like, do you hope they bring it back? I do.
I don't know how they do, though.
Yeah, that's true. Potentially.
I mean, how much drama can you get in Yosemite Park?
What's that?
How much drama can you get in Yosemite Park?
Hey, listen, I know in real life there's thousands of people that disappear every year in our wilderness, and nobody knows where they've gone.
Oof. That's ominous.
Okay, I've got another one for you, though. And it's strange. I thought it was a really good film. It's called Sovereign with Nick Offerman. You know anything about it?
Okay.
It's based on a true story.
I do not know anything about it. What's it on?
2010. I mean, you can go to Amazon Prime, and it's one of those you have to rent or buy. So it's like $19 or $24. But his performance is incredible. He's just anti-government. Again, it's based on a true story out of Memphis in 2010. Him and his son traveling across the country, speaking to these rogue groups. But just watching his performance and how insane he is, it's well worth the watch.
Okay, I'm putting it on the list. Did you watch Tires Season 2?
I did not, because Tires Season 1 I was kind of indifferent. I like Gillis a lot.
Oh, come on, dude. Come on.
I need to go back and watch it on more edibles, I guess. I thought it was okay.
Tires, to me, is the movie Waiting, but in an oil change center.
Okay. Fair enough. Ryan Reynolds Waiting.
And I thought Season 2 was fantastic. I loved it. And Thomas Hayden Church is Shane Gillis' dad.
Oh,
it's fantastic.
Okay, I like Thomas Hayden Church.
I hadn't seen him in forever.
Sideways is the last time I've really seen him.
Really made his name with Lowell from Wings, right? I mean, that was
Wings, and he was great. The dumb guy, the dumb mechanic.
Oh, he was fantastic. Yeah.
And then who was he in Tombstone?
He was one of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I
forgot his name.
Red
that's
Sash.
right. Yeah, always sweaty.
All right, you want to do movie trivia real quick, speaking of Tombstone?
Bring it.
What's the most misquoted line next to Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back in maybe the history of cinema?
Now, are you going to go with I'm your Huckleberry or Hucklebearer? Because I've heard that argument before.
That's true. That's what it is.
So it's
He's
bearer?
saying I'm your Hucklebearer.
Okay.
Which is one of the people that the huckle is called the handle on the side of a casket of the pallbearers.
Uh-huh.
And what he was telling him, I'm your hucklebearer, not I'm your huckleberry.
That's right. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take you to your grave.
He did.
That's right.
Yeah. Why,
Yeah.
Johnny Ringo? You just look like somebody walked.
That's right.
I love
like
that.
Someone just walked all over your grave.
They go, I was just messing around. I wasn't. Such a good line. He goes, Val Kilmer goes, I wasn't. All right, Superman. Tyler, our fine producer, saw it twice in one day. He liked it so much the first time he went back. I've never heard of anybody doing that in a movie, Tyler. Twice in one day you did this, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I got home, and then the theme song was stuck in my head, and I said, I got to go see this again.
Good, clean fun, right? That's what you say. Good, clean
fun. Easily my favorite Superman movie
okay,
ever
this
made.
is the biggest Superman fan that I think I've ever come across. Yeah. So, Luginbill, you're shaking your head. It didn't sell me to go see it, but I'm not a Superman guy. What say you?
First of all, Tyler and I very rarely disagree. All right.
Okay, good.
But this is the most over-reviewed film of maybe the last 10 years.
More than Black Panther.
Okay. Oh, that's a good call. Yes, more than Black Panther. So now, if you want to go see Superman get his ass kicked for 2 hours, it's a great movie. First of all, Superman doesn't bleed. He doesn't wear Star-Lord's costume with an S on his chest and a cape. All right? This is basically a B version of Guardians of the Galaxy. Not as good, not as funny, and you're replacing Star-Lord with Superman. It's horribly written. Now, I do like the guy that plays Superman. I thought he was really good. I thought Lex Luthor was really good. I'll say this to Tyler because he's seen it. There are people in this movie, particularly at the Daily Planet, I don't even know why they're in the movie. They don't even have a role. Like, it's so stupid. It's so preposterous. And the music's great because they use the original Richard Donner theme song, only they do it with the guitar. So I go and I see it on Friday. I come home, I'm so depressed that I turn on the 50th anniversary Jaws documentary. So now I immediately perk up. I sleep on it overnight. I go to an infrared sauna on Saturday morning and I text my wife. I said, I have to go see it again. I got to see if I'm the problem here.
If I'm the problem.
I've done that before,
so
too.
I go and I see it in IMAX on a Saturday afternoon. Not a empty seat in the theater. Now, you guys have all been to a movie or a great movie where it just brings out the emotions. People cheer, people clap, people yell. Maybe at the end of the movie, there's clapping and people are all excited. That movie ended. Not a single person made a sound in that theater. I got up, said, I'm right. Walked out of the theater. It is the most overrated movie. Have you guys seen Mike Francesca's review of it?
It's like 14 minutes. I can't watch the whole thing. Didn't he get wound
He's
up?
100% correct.
Yeah.
He is 100% correct. Now, is it awful? No. Is it anywhere near what people are trying to say it is? No. Not even friggin' close. And literally, he gets his ass kicked for 2 hours. And why does he doesn't bleed? Superman doesn't bleed. I mean, what are we doing here?
Didn't Francesca get wound up because there's a dog with a cape like Superman has a pet?
Crypto.
Well, here's the problem. The dog's the best part of the movie.
Oh,
it's like Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I'm telling you, James Gunn can only make one type of movie. Can only make one type of movie. It's literally a B version of Guardians of the Galaxy. You swap out Star-Lord for Superman.
Okay. There's Luginbill's review.
Wow. Sorry, Tyler.
He did not say
I was past it. I was past it this last week.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
And now I'm all worked up.
Yeah, sorry. That's
it's okay. I actually really enjoyed this interpretation of Superman because I grew up on like the Justice League animated series, Justice League Unlimited, and that's what this movie felt like. It just throws you right into the action, and it was just clean comic booky fun.
So,
I wasn't a fan of the Henry Cavill Superman.
So Tyler, you know the gal with glasses with blonde hair at the Daily Planet and the guy with the mustache and even Perry White. Like, why were they even in the movie?
Hit on at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was totally unnecessary. I'm telling you, and I've talked to more people that feel the same way I do about this, that's leading me to believe there were paid reviews out there.
I mean, there's paid reviews for every movie out there.
Yeah. It's Antifa of movie reviews.
Well, it's dropping. I mean, it's 83% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, but I think when I first saw it last week, it was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was. But
I was so
that's also
excited
the
for
people
this.
who were trying to see it first day and who were already
the
really
people that were
excited
paid.
for it.
They got everybody else.
Man of Steel
People
is way better
always
than
go
this
to
movie,
the
by the way.
paid reviews, the shills. I got called a shill the other day, a paid shill.
You are, Tyler.
Yeah,
You're a shill.
I would love some Warner Brothers money. I don't have any of that.
That's right.
Though,
Tyler
so
would
I just gotta
gladly.
be honest.
Tyler would gladly be a paid shill. You would sign right up for
I
that.
will say this.
Yeah,
I went
gladly.
and saw The Dark Knight twice in one day.
You did?
Heck yeah, and guess what? Both times it was a packed theater, and people were freaking out because it was so friggin' good.
Yeah, I always like that one.
I guess we just had different crowds because in the theater I went to, everybody was laughing and cheering every time Crypto was on screen, clapping anytime Superman,
got knocked out.
Well, more towards the end when he wins.
I mean, for crying out loud, I've never seen dude, you're Superman. And everybody in the movie is beating the ever-loving hell out of you.
Yeah, it's not believable. The guy flying where the cape is, but Superman getting his ass whipped.
That's where we draw the line.
James Gunn has mentioned he wanted his version of Superman to not be basically a god because he's got to introduce all these other superheroes that are nowhere near as strong as Superman. So if you have Superman as this all-powerful being, then nobody else is relevant.
But you've made him more like Bruce Wayne. I mean, that's the thing I like about Batman is, you got
he has no powers.
Yeah, he's got no powers. He's just got a lot of money and resources.
Yeah.
And I prefer the detective side of Batman, the movie that you still haven't finished.
I haven't. I've tried a couple of times.
What have you not finished?
The Batman.
The newest, the Batman.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good, and I'll tell you what, the Penguin might be even better.
I agree.
Oh, see, look, you two.
Yeah,
The Penguin is The Sopranos with a DC character.
Yeah, I know. And I watched 4 or 5 episodes, and it was really dark, and I enjoyed it, and I thought Colin Farrell was incredible, but
he is
kind of tapped out.
All right, he is ESPN.
By the way, the Batman was better than this movie, too.
Oh, I agree with that.
All right.
The Batman might be a perfect movie. It's basically Seven or Zodiac, but set in Gotham City. Okay. It's fantastic.
It's not as good as Logan. Logan's best comic book.
Logan and The Dark Knight are the two best, and the original Superman are the 3 best superhero movies of all time.
There you go, Tyler.
All right, he is
put in whatever order you want.
It is ESPN's Tom Luginbill. Thank you, Luke. Have a great week, buddy.
See you guys. Thanks for upsetting me.
All right. At Tom Luginbill on social media. It's what we do.
I thought for sure Luginbill would be a fan. Not seeing it myself, but just the way Tyler hyped it up and how much he loves Superman.
Yeah. Did not like it. Was shaking his head the whole time.
I'm not nearly as big of a Superman fan as Luke's is.
Oh, Luke's is a massive Superman
fan. This movie made me a Superman fan.
Okay. Let's see. You need to let him know. I'm on board now. You're on board now.
Did you ever have underoos as a kid?
I did. I had Superman underoos. Okay. And I think Batman. Okay. I loved underoos. Do you know what those are, Tyler?
I do know what those are.
I'm just shocked they hadn't brought those back.
Yeah,
it just seems like such a simple concept.
Yeah.
And with the resurgence, and this has been 15, 20 years now, of these comic book movies, why would you not capitalize on that?
I'm telling you, man.
See, now they make a higher-end version of
underoos?
At Foot Locker and stuff. It's like compression shorts, but they have all the same patterns on there.
These are in the same category to me. Superhero underoos and the bike, like Miami Dolphins football uniform that you could get as a little kid. Yeah, those are the same category.
And this even goes back a little bit before that. You go to a Kmart or a Zayre, old school reference there, and you'd walk in and you would get your Halloween costume in a box. And it had a plastic Mac.
With a rubber band?
With a rubber band around the back.
Couldn't breathe. You sweat right through
it. All
it.
nylon.
Yeah. Yeah, Halloween in Alabama. That was a sweaty costume.
Yeah, but that was such an easy get back then, wasn't it?
I know. Your mom and dad loved it. All they had to do was go buy it and you were done.
I never liked the straps that went on the bottom of your shoes.
Yeah.
To do the feet part of the costume.
Foot covering. Yeah, you're right. That wasn't great. All right, that is Tom Luginbill on the Alexander Shenard Trial Attorneys Hotline. We got college football and the NFL coming up. Woodhouse Day Spa. Go ahead and get points ahead of time because there's going to be times that you're going to want to hang out and watch it basically from sunup to sundown.
Yeah, Brown is spot on here. And guys Dunaway's on a golf trip right now. If you're heading on that golf trip, you're heading deep sea fishing, Make sure you take care of the wife or girlfriend. Give them the gift of relaxation. You can do it from our friends at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Voted America's best day spa since 2009. You can stop in, see Stuart and the great staff. Beautiful location right there at the Summit Shopping Centers. You can choose from a menu of over 70 options, including the massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services, or you can order that gift online 24/7 at birmingham.woodhousespas.com. That's birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
We mentioned rainstorm coming in. We've had a rainy spring and summer, and you may have damage to your roof you don't even know about. Greg from Pell City is the guy that will climb up on that ladder and check that damage out and see where you stand. And when he comes back down off that roof, he'll give you an honest estimation. There are times we've had people reach out and say, guys, I thought I needed a new roof. I called Greg out because you guys told me to. He tells me I got 5 more years. That's the type of guy you're dealing with Greg. Storm Restoration Roofing is the name of the organization there, and you can see more either on Facebook at Storm Greg from Pell City on Facebook, or just give him a call. This is his cell number, 205-542-3531. That's 205-542-3531. Risk-free evaluation. Get Greg up on that roof, and he'll tell you exactly what you need. Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City. More of the next round after this.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
In just a second, I want to follow up on what Pro Football Focus said about Alabama. I brought it up to Luginbill, but I want to follow up on it because it says something I'm just curious if you agree with. We have a ton of great advertisers, ton of great sponsors. We always like to make a big deal when another one comes on, so you guys are aware of it. And you know you got someone else to support, because if you're supporting us, the best way you can support us, we ask you to do a lot of things for us. One of them is to support our sponsors. Pure and simple. We don't make any bones about that. We're excited to welcome Central State Bank. 6 locations across Shelby County and 1 in Alexander City. That is Central State Bank. They offer products and services designed to meet a wide range of individuals and commercial needs, because no two needs are the same, and they know that. They've had more than 100 years of service, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, because they are rooted in the community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC. Central State Bank, a new sponsor here on the next round.
Really so excited about this. Had opportunity to meet Mitt, his family, the great employees at Central State Bank over the last couple of months. We had a meeting just a couple of weeks ago at their main office in Calera. And, you know, Bo is the guy that does all our transactions, and he loves going in person to do this stuff. And he's like, this is such an old school bank.
Yeah.
Like, they've got all of the benefits of modern technology, obviously, but you walk in, they know your name. It
goes a long way this day and
It's
age.
community focused, family owned and operated. And as you said, just so excited about Central State Bank. About to open an account at the Greystone location.
That's right. So welcome to the family, Central State Bank. Go support them. As always, we appreciate any of our sponsors when you support them, and always letting them know you're supporting them, because they do great business, but you also heard them right here on the next round. That helps us a ton, and we appreciate when you guys do that. We get so much feedback from so many sponsors. Like, you know, the next round people, they come in, they're either wearing the gear or they tell me they heard it on the next round. That goes a long way, and we greatly appreciate you doing that. So welcome aboard, Central State Bank. We're excited to have you as part of the family. Pro Football Focus, PFF College, and I probably mention them more than I ever have. I've started paying closer attention to their stuff than I used to. I don't know why that is, but I like what they do, Lance, because they look at college football from kind of a professional viewpoint. Like, we're just evaluating talent here. We're not talking about schedule. We're not talking about home field advantage. We are just purely looking at talent. All the rest of that stuff will work out.
And by the way, a lot of general managers, a lot of scouts are very interested in what they put out.
They are, and so much so that I think Chris Collinsworth has purchased, or he's at least part owner of this, the NBC analyst, so he sees a value in it. One thing they have consistently been, or one thing they've been on consistently, is Alabama's defense. This, whatever their analytics are, loves this Alabama defense. So I'm going to read to you, because they did their Alabama preview today. And I'm going to read 2 things from that preview for you to get your thoughts on. All right, here we go. Alabama is one of just 4 programs. Let me start that again and read it better this time. Alabama is one of just 4 programs with top 10 units on the defensive line, at linebacker, and in the secondary. And more notably, they are the only team in college football with a top 10 player at every defensive position. So there are only 4 teams based on the analytics of Pro Football Focus that have a top 10 defensive line, linebacker, and secondary. Alabama's one of those 4. There is not another team in college football that has a top 10 player at every single defensive position other than the Alabama Crimson Tide.
So I think LT Overton is probably their guy front line.
It's the first guy they mention when they talk defense, yes.
Then, obviously, Deontay Lawson, who we saw in Atlanta last week. And then on the back end, it gets interesting because I think you could go Damani Jackson, but you could also go Bray Hubbard.
I mentioned
Keon Sabb is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, I mentioned Coleman, the transfer from Utah. Very, very highly rated according to them.
Who did they have in the top 10, though? Do they
I'd
specify on the secondary? Okay.
I'm just looking. I can go find their top 10 secondary. That won't be hard to do if you'll give me a bit. But they like Cameron Calhoun.
I just think with terminology in year two, these guys, much like I've said with Kalen DeBoer in this offense, with getting that added piece in Ryan Grubb. But I think this defense in year two, I think is going to be much. I just think these guys are going to be much more comfortable with what you get with Kane Womack's system. And the defense was so good down the stretch. I mean, after the Vanderbilt 40-35 loss, and again, 7 of that was pick 6, defense never played bad again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an argument against South Carolina in that second half, but Tennessee, they're up 7-0 at half. The adjustments weren't good. But outside of that, I mean, they shut out Missouri, give up 13 at LSU, 7 to Mercer, 24 to Oklahoma. They scored 3. And then 14 to Auburn and 19 to Michigan on short fields.
Here's their bottom line. They bottom line it, all right? As Stone Cold Steve Austin used to say, here's the bottom line. With one of the deepest defenses in college football and elite talent at the skill positions, Alabama's national title hopes in 2025 hinge on simply finding consistent quarterback play. Not great quarterback play, not better than average, just consistent. That's all they say. As long as you find consistent quarterback play, like Ty Simpson doesn't even have to be great. He's just got to be consistent.
Let me ask you, Will Howard, what kind of quarterback play was it?
Well, it was inconsistent, honestly. By the end of the year, it was consistent, but at the start of the year, it was inconsistent. I say by the end of the year, in Michigan, against Michigan, he was not great in that loss to Michigan.
2 years ago, J.J. McCarthy winning a national championship.
I would call that overall consistent.
Yeah, consistent, but not asked to do a lot.
Yeah, he was a first-round draft pick, too.
Yeah, well, look, and I think J.J. McCarthy is going to end up being really good in Kevin O'Connell's system in Minnesota. I don't know how much of a drop-off you're going to get from Sam Darnold in that career year he had last year, and McCarthy getting his first chance at quarterback this year for the Vikings. And I'll tell you, I don't know where you would go on that, but if Ty Simpson just can be as consistent as J.J. McCarthy was in 23?
Yeah, let me go back and pull up McCarthy's numbers.
The numbers weren't great.
Again, it was good enough to get drafted in the first round.
Okay,
though,
but the defense was completely dominant. Best defense in college football that year.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know that Alabama's is going to be to that level, right? But, I mean, it'll be good enough that if you got J.J. McCarthy, you're just fine. Is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. I think so. Right, and look, the numbers are, I've got them right here, Brown.
Is this McCarthy's numbers?
Yeah, this is McCarthy's numbers.
I'll go and tell you he was 9th in the league.
Yeah, so he completed 72% of his passes. Great number there.
Yeah.
Only 4 interceptions, but he threw for less than 3,000 yards with 22 touchdowns. Now, McCarthy was pretty athletic. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, 202 yards on the ground. But Simpson's numbers are going to be much better than that.
McCarthy was 7th. I looked at 2022, but here's what jumps out at me about McCarthy, okay? Touchdown to interception, 2023, his senior year, their national championship year. McCarthy, 22 touchdowns, 4 picks, all right? 2022, the year before that, touchdown to interception, 22 touchdowns, 5 picks. That's the model of consistency.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just the same guy. Now, his completion percentage year over year improved pretty drastically, but his yardage didn't. His yards per game didn't. His touchdowns didn't. His interceptions didn't. McCarthy was just that solid guy.
But Harbaugh and the way they play it close to the vest offensively when you've got a dominant defense, he really didn't unleash him.
Well, he didn't. I mean, a lot of people point back to that Penn State game where they ran every single play of the second half.
Yeah.
Now,
I think it was 18 or 19 straight.
Yeah,
right?
They knew they could do that and win the game. That's why Harbaugh did that. Not every coach approaches that the same.
Yeah, I'm just saying DeBoer, I think there will be more of a focus on running the football this year. But DeBoer's offense is going to be so dramatically different than only 22 passing touchdowns.
I would say this, even if DeBoer were in that situation where he's like, I know I can run it 19 consecutive times in a game, I don't think he would do that.
I don't know any coach outside of Harbaugh that would do it.
No, there aren't many out there, are there? If you got a quarterback you can trust, you're like, we're still going to throw a little bit.
Saban's as old school as you come. Now, he is one of these guys that learned on the fly with the times, and, he evolved, and one of the reasons he's the greatest to ever do it. But, you think you can go back on any of Saban's rosters?
No.
And
the closest he came was against South Carolina when they had to go back to when they had to go Mark Ingram in the Wildcat. That is the closest he came to running every single down, and that was when they're like, quarterback play is so bad, our offense is so stuck, we're just going to put it in Ingram's hands and let him go. He had the eventual Heisman Trophy winner. It wasn't a terrible idea, but that's probably the closest he's ever come to something like that. Look, Saban was, with his quarterbacks, he's like, if you don't turn the ball over, I'll let you make some plays. Now, if you start turning the ball over, you're either going to end up on the bench or we're going to go super conservative. But if you don't turn the ball over, I'll let you gamble a little bit.
Well, I haven't seen bad quarterback play up until a few games last year under Kalen DeBoer, from Jay Kaner to what you got. Michael Penix, first time around Indiana, playing for a national championship with Washington. His quarterback play is always great. He knows quarterbacks extremely well, and I think ultimately he wants a little competition in fall camp. But the guy is going to be Ty Simpson, and if he sees it, much like I trust Kirby Smart. That, letting Carson Beck go to Miami, that Gunnar Stockton is going to be the guy. Much like, the question I asked, Simpson, Simmons, or Stockton, you trust Lane Kiffin with his quarterback.
Yeah. And I do think, and Scott had this queued up. Let's do this cut right here, Tyler, because I do think for Kalen DeBoer in year 2, we talked with him about this at SEC Media Days. I think he learned a lot lap 1 through the SEC, and I think that will benefit him in year number 2. Here's the Alabama head coach talking about that very thing.
What do you think was the one thing you learned in your first lap around the SEC that will make it better for you this year?
Well, I just think the depth of the league. You know it going in. It's not like it catches you by surprise, but just the depth from top to bottom is so strong, and there's a physicality that every team's going to bring that you can't just match. You gotta beat them to the punch, the environments are amazing. They're awesome. They're a lot of fun, but it's week after week after week. You're constantly working on crowd noise, whether it's the crowd noise of your own, and you're on defense, and so, or you're working on crowd noise when you're going on the road, and so just all of those things. And I think we just understand, again, how are we going to handle those things? What's our communication?
I went on to ask him, because he brought that up, did you learn something from Neyland Stadium that helped you at Tiger Stadium? He said they did. That he essentially said our plan probably wasn't great at Neyland Stadium, and we fixed that going to Tiger Stadium. So I think there's a lot of that in year 2 as well, just on the coaching staff, that you'll be better going around the SEC.
Yeah, I thought it was the worst half of football that I've seen DeBoer coach.
The first half against Tennessee?
Second half.
Oh, the second half against Tennessee. Yeah. The first half wasn't amazing. They had a terrible start in that game.
Yeah, no. And look, and I think most people do. DeBoer's an offensive guy, and look, they were only up 7-0 in that game, but I thought the second half was worse.
Yeah. Something on Auburn recruiting. We've talked a lot about the negative side of it, perhaps the positive side coming up today. We'll discuss that in 1 second. A reminder from Sweet to Heat, Bojangles has 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite. Nothing pairs better with the sauces than hand-breaded tenders. So if you're looking for sweet, try honey mustard. If you want to add some tang, try barbecue. If you're looking for some heat, try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy, house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, or classic Bo sauce ready and waiting. So head to Bojangles, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's Bo time. Jaquez Wilkes is a linebacker out of Wadley. He is a 4-star, the 96th best player in the country, according to On3, so a top 100 player, I think, on all the services. He will announce his commitment today. The people in the know seem to think he'll go Auburn. He's a linebacker. That's, you don't get as excited sometimes about linebackers as you do running backs or receivers or quarterbacks, but this Auburn recruiting class has been talked. There's been a lot of negative talk, so getting a commitment of any sort from a 4-star is a positive step.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That has been, the talking point, not only, negative when it comes to recruiting, then Hugh's personal life and playing way too much golf. I don't know if he played golf this past week. I do know he posted on Instagram. I don't know if Scott's got this ready, we can show it at any point because one of our friends sent it to us, and I don't know if he wanted to. Does something jump out about this picture?
All right. Well, it's Hugh and presumably his wife. I've never met his wife in person.
Well, as you say that out loud, does something jump out about this picture?
They're at the beach. Is that what's supposed to jump out at me?
No, does this not have a Coldplay look?
Oh, no, it does. Are you kidding me? I thought we were just going to break down where Hugh is at all times.
I mean, is that not amazing? Because I don't think
you think that's intentional.
I don't think it's intentional. I don't. Scott, do you think it's intentional?
I do not.
Yeah, I just think it's one of those things. Probably after they.
It's
post
undeniable, though.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
Is it from this weekend? Is that from this weekend?
It's this week. I don't know if it's this weekend.
Yeah, 2 hours ago he posted that.
No, that was 2 hours ago. I mean,
captioned, "Amazing time with my favorite people. Now time to head back. It's camp time."
Guys, that's got to be intentional.
Now, is clocks playing over the video or the picture?
No audio.
That has to be intentional.
I mean, you would think, because that meme is everywhere. I just saw the Philly Fanatic, recreating.
That was actually pretty funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, but everybody's doing it.
Coldplay cam at the game.
Yeah.
I saw our buddy Michael Sellers at Avondale. They posted, "Hey, if you want to come have an affair at Avondale,
funny.
Here are the shows coming up. We don't have a kiss cam."
That's right.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Allstate has brought back a commercial from years ago about the kiss cam.
I saw it this morning, and I was like, they 100% they did
they're
that.
wearing it out.
100%. That was not accidental. They jumped back on it. Nicholas says that's on purpose.
I mean, look, it would be great if it was that, but wouldn't he have captioned it a little bit differently?
That's what I would think.
You would caption it maybe with Coldplay lyrics of some sort.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is crazy. I had seen that photo, but the thing that jumped out at me when the photo was sent to us.
If he'd have sent Viva La Vida
it would be
on there.
When it was sent to us, I thought, oh, God, Hugh's doing a photo from the beach. Everybody's going to break down the fact that he's at the beach now, not at the golf course. I can't play golf anymore, so I'm going to go to the beach. That's what I thought everybody was talking about. I am an idiot. I completely missed the whole Coldplay thing. Completely missed it.
Well, I mean, look, he's leaning into the vacation.
He is.
And maybe he's leaning into this. I don't know.
Yeah. I would, for the Hugh, I would credit Hugh for the humor. I would be like, that's funny.
No, hey, wait.
Well played.
Has Lane Kiffin gotten a hold of this yet, Forrester?
No.
I've not seen it.
It's only been up 2 hours,
No,
Scott
but
said.
I think this is our opportunity to send this and tag Kiffin on it, thoughts, and put La Vida, what is it?
Not La Vida Loca.
Vida. Yeah.
Viva La, not living La Vida Loca.
No,
Lane has not tweeted today.
Yeah, we need to send this to Lane and tag him. Because I think.
So we're just going to stir the pot?
Oh, yeah. I think Lane would have a lot of fun with this.
We are in the business of getting views.
Right.
Well, I know what pays the bills, but I feel like
we'll talk to Taylor and break, get her to fire this thing out.
I completely missed that. Completely missed it. Anyway, they could get a recruit today. I mean, that was the ultimate purpose of this. Jaquez Wilkes, a lot of people think he is going to go Auburn, the 4-star linebacker, number 96 on 3. Hugh also spending time at the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, with loved ones, headed back for camp. I mean.
STR3 in the chat is right.
What?
He said the couple at the concert, their reactions gave them away. It was their own fault. If they had just kind of just
I said
stayed
that,
there.
but how are you ever going to think about that?
No, I think I think they were so shocked. I mean, they shouldn't have been. But then I think Chris Martin called them out, right?
Well, he did after they did that reaction. If they don't react at all, if they just stand there and sway back and forth, or if they act, they're fine.
Yeah.
But now, I think this old cat lives in Boston area.
Oh,
so there
were plenty of locals there that would have recognized him.
See, I initially thought he lived in New York and they were just in Boston for the concert, but I actually think he lives in the Boston area.
Oh.
So my guess is they still probably get popped. It's just not as viral. We don't know about it, probably, right?
Yeah, it doesn't explode.
That's right. It explodes because of the reaction. But if they just have a normal reaction and they're just swaying with each other, I don't think anything ever happens there.
Yeah. Well,
Virally.
now he's resigned from the company.
He has. Yeah, that happened over the weekend. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Been a tough 96 hours for old boy.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. I mean, all of a sudden you probably have lost.
His wife changed her name,
Correct.
And now he's lost his job.
Yeah. And you've probably lost maybe half of your net worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he was worth. I saw he's making $500,000, but I think he had like
That's
$25 million in stocks or something.
$1 billion company. I mean, he's got some money in stocks. Had some money in stocks, probably. Hey, maybe though he wants to use some of that money that probably was a buyout or some sort to update his master bath, right? I mean, Brad Bell would probably go up there to do that job. My guy, Brad Bell. You can see more at alabamabathremodels.com, alabamabathremodels.com. 205-422-1758 is Brad's number. If you're tired of an outdated bath or shower, Brad Bell can help you. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That is his specialty. It's not all he does. It is his specialty, though. And the reason I point that out is because those are the rooms that you're going to live in a lot when you own your home. But when you go to sell your home, they're really going to pop when you put that home on the market. You could see more at alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. Or you can give them a call, 205-422-1758. It is Brad Bell. My wife, Jennifer, scoured the internet looking for the right person to do our master bath. Brad was the guy she picked. 205-422-1758 or alabamabathremodels.com. 4 downs and some bold predictions from Brad Crawford of CBS Sports next on the next round.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. but it's only here for a limited time. So try chicken and Bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services will be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we go to the final hour of the show today. Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken brings you this hour of the next round every single day. Our guy Sterling and the crew down there, they've thrown those doors open, ready to serve you a great lunch. Champy'sChicken.com is the website. Champy'sChicken.com. Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go see Sterling and the crew at Champy'sChicken.com or right there in person. Enjoy a great lunch and desserts, from those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales to those great po' boys, the great chicken fingers, right there at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. They always bring you the final hour of the next round, which will include 4 downs. And some bold predictions from Brad Crawford, SEC bold predictions. We'll do what we always do. We'll rate their boldness and talk about the possibility of them happening. If you've missed the show, Tom Luginbill has been on with us talking some college football. The Big Ten media poll has come out. Penn State picked by the media. Now,
does that surprise you, though?
No, because they are the sexy pick. I think a number of votes surprises me a little bit. They got 35 of the 54 votes. Now, again, this is not done by the Big Ten. The Big Ten does not do a media poll, so the Cleveland Plain Dealer takes it on themselves to do it with members of the Big Ten media and some national media as well. But Penn State got 35 first-place votes. That's what surprises me. Ohio State with 18, Oregon with 1.
I just can't remember a time when Nick Saban was in his heyday or Dabo Swinney was in his heyday, or even Kirby Smart, where these guys weren't picked to win their league. Ryan Day's coming off his first ever national championship.
Yep.
James Franklin, look, very good season. Luginbill brought up the fact, really good draw in the postseason. SMU and Boise, right?
Right.
They did get to the semifinals, but I'm just amazed that Ohio State is not the media pick. Again, not necessarily official, scientific, but I'm sure they talked to enough media members that, I mean, if this thing would have been a media vote.
54 media members.
Yeah,
that's pretty good sample
Penn
size.
State ends up being the team.
I mean, the AP poll will come out in a couple of weeks. I think they'll have 65 voters or something like that. So, I mean, it's pretty close to that. So that's the Big Ten media poll, and also Jaquez Wilkes, the Wadley linebacker, going to commit later today, 4-star. A lot of people think he will pick Auburn. Let's get the spotlight ready there, Tyler. We're going to do our Shannara spotlight, and today it is going to be Brad Crawford, CBS Sports. Brad's a friend of the show. He's come on some. He does some of his bold predictions for the Southeastern Conference this year, and that is the Shannara Spotlight.
The College Football Spotlight.
And it is presented each day by our friend Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys, Shannara.com. You do not pay a dime unless they win your case at Shannara.com. Now, Alexander Shannara, he is a Birmingham guy. This is his community. And what he wanted to do was develop a firm that handled anything that his community faced. Well, he has done just that. I mean, you know, Alexander Shannara handles the personal injury claims, but he also now handles claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. And they have recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. That is our guy, Alexander Shannara, trial attorney, Shannara.com, Shannara.com. You don't pay unless they win your case. By the way, before we get to that, I don't know if you saw our girl, Kristen Saban, friend of the show, was on, I want to look at this real quick. I think it was an Instagram Live, and basically said, guys, my dad is not coming back to coaching. You had him. We got him now. He ain't coming back.
Yeah, I think we kind of figured that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. She took to social media and made sure everybody knew it. My dad is not coming back.
I would love to know where, because I don't think Greg McElroy, who I guess he's kind of the guy everybody looked to. That
he was.
Kind of unleashed this. Like, whoever told him that, there had to be some kind of, like, conversation.
You would think.
I don't know if it was, like, in a joking manner. You know, Saban's out there playing golf. Yeah, I think about getting back into this.
You never know. I might coach again one day. It's like, oh, Nick Saban's thinking about coaching. I mean, yeah, you'd kind of like to know the history of that conversation, right?
More shocking to you, James Franklin ever wins a national championship or Saban gets back into coaching?
More shocking to me with Saban getting back into coaching.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll be shocked if James Franklin wins the championship. Of course, Scott has the screen grab. Didn't even know he had it. Or he probably didn't. He probably just dug it up. But that's Kristen on Instagram Live basically saying, my dad is not coming back to coaching. Quit talking about it. I mean, I like the way she put it. You had him, we got him now, basically, right?
Yeah.
You had your time is the phrase she uses.
Hey, good amount of time, too. She's got her best Audrey Hepburn glasses on, too.
Those are large glasses. That when you flip the camera around, though, it does funky things with, like, distortion and all that. Not distortion. That's not the word I'm looking for.
It's a wider angle lens.
Yeah.
The front camera is,
when you flip it around and use the front.
It distorts the angle. It makes it appear wider and like more angular.
So distortion is what I was looking for.
Yeah, but those are still really, really big shades.
Yeah. I'll let Kristen know. Or you can.
I mean, I like them. They look good on her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're big
shades.
shades.
It is Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, so our Shannara Spotlight, the bold predictions by Brad Crawford. So let's rate them on boldness as we always do, and do you think that it happens? Vanderbilt notches a rare road win over a ranked opponent. They got their first ever win against a number one opponent when they beat Alabama at home last year. He says they will find a road win over a ranked opponent. Here's the opponents that they will play that likely will be ranked or could be ranked. South Carolina, Alabama, Texas, or maybe Tennessee.
Okay, Texas and Alabama off the table. If Kayla DeBoer was to lose to Vanderbilt in back-to-back years.
One of those at Bryant-Denny Stadium? That'd be hard to...
both of those games, as you said, or I guess all four of these are on the road. South Carolina and Tennessee, I don't think it will happen, but I could see it.
Well, your problem is, I mean, Tennessee I still think will be ranked at the end of the year, don't you? I mean,
I don't know.
That's going to be your problem there, is are they even ranked at the end of the year?
South Carolina will definitely be ranked when they play Vanderbilt. Because I'm looking, South Carolina, they've got, kind of the tricky opener against Virginia Tech and then South Carolina State. They're going to be 2-0. And that's not even a trap game. No, South Carolina's not losing that game.
Okay, so bold and not going to happen?
It comes down to the Tennessee game.
Bold and not going to happen, huh?
But it is bold,
Yeah, it is bold.
I'll give them bold on that one.
All right, Mississippi State shocks reigning Big 12 champion. We've actually talked about this on the show. We think they'll beat Arizona State in week 2.
Yeah, I think this is happening, and I think it is much needed for Jeff Lebby and this program. Obviously the tragic circumstances with Mike Leach and then Zach Arnett takes over, and it seemed to be a little overwhelming. And you go out and you get Lebby, and it was a disastrous year. So he needs some kind of positive momentum. What you don't need to do is go to Hattiesburg and lose before Arizona State. But if you can beat Arizona State, then there is a good chance you open 4-0 when you host Tennessee. And, hell, who knows at that point? Now, I think they completely fall apart in the second half of the season. I think they're going to be a little bit better, but how much better, we'll see.
Kentucky goes winless in SEC play. That's Brad Crawford's bold prediction for Kentucky.
That is bold. That is very bold. Again, Kentucky coming off.
Weren't they 1-7 last year?
Arguably Stoops' worst season. They were, but 4-8. I'm looking here. Will they be favored in any SEC games?
Yeah, find a win you feel at least you can make me a case for.
I mean, the only game they could possibly be favored in would be in Nashville against Vanderbilt.
So here's their conference slate. Ole Miss at home. Now, they did beat Ole Miss in Oxford last year, but it's week 2 at home. At South Carolina, at Georgia, host Texas, host Tennessee, at Auburn, host Florida, at Vanderbilt. Well, that's a tough conference.
It really is.
Got a lot of losable games there.
I mean,
you got to think Vanderbilt's going to be good for this to happen, too.
It sounds bold on the surface, though.
Yeah, it does. I mean, because
so
Stoops,
they're only giving him one win?
0, winless.
I mean, I think he's got better at winless than 2 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say 0-8 is more on the table than 2-6?
2-6, yeah. I think I would. Missouri's and Arkansas weren't really he says Taylor Green becomes I'll do Arkansas. Missouri's didn't interest me much. Taylor Green generates first-round draft buzz. Could you see Taylor Green having that type of year?
Okay, it is year 2 with Bobby Petrino. I can't remember the last time Bobby Petrino has had a quarterback in back-to-back years that was his guy. I think Taylor Green is really good. I mean, obviously he was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year at Boise. He transfers out. There were moments last year. All in all, Arkansas wasn't very good. But Taylen Green, outside of turning the football over a little too much, he could knock on 800 to 1,000 rushing yards this year.
Brad Crawford's bowl predictions. Ole Miss, the defense will be the team's calling card. It kind of was last year. They led the conference in scoring defense. You think offense will Lane Kiffin, obviously, but their defense played well last year.
It was the number 2 overall defense in college football. They were number 3 in sacks and tackles for loss. So I don't think the defense can be better than it was last year.
Yeah. Texas A&M's Mike Elko's team finishes the season unranked. While it would be disappointing, I'm not stunned if that happens. They're consistently a 7 or 8 win team.
I would not be stunned either. And the problem there for Elko, is there a possibility, a scenario where he is out after 2 years? You would find it a little unbelievable based on the fact that they paid. What was the official buyout for Jimbo Fisher?
$75 million or something along those lines. I think that's what it was.
But you start to look at this Elko schedule, they're going to be 2-0. Got to win their home games. And these are swing games. Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, South Carolina, all winnable games. But you split there, you're probably not going to be ranked at the end of the year because, you got road games in South Bend, in Austin, and in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. South Carolina's is interesting. This is Brad Crawford's bowl prediction for South Carolina. I had to pull up their schedule real quick. They beat a top 10 team and lose to an unranked team. Now, if you've looked at South Carolina's schedule, they got a lot of they got chances to beat a top 10 team, whether it happens or not. But losing to the unranked team may actually be the crazier part of this. Their top 10 games could potentially be at LSU, hosting Alabama Saturday, October 25th, and then the last game of the year playing host to Clemson. That's probably your shots at a top 10 team. If you lose to an unranked team, it would be perhaps Virginia Tech in the opener, Vandy week 3, at Missouri week 4.
It could be A&M.
Kentucky, A&M. You got some shots to lose to an unranked team as well. That's a bold prediction.
Yeah. Well, this schedule is really, really difficult.
It is. I think the least bold part of it, or the boldest part of it, is them beating a top 10 team.
Do you agree with 3 losses South Carolina's in? Even if you went So the 3 losses are LSU, Alabama, and Clemson. All right, so now I've got to make a case on wins over Virginia Tech, South Carolina State, Vandy, Missouri, Kentucky. You better hope Oklahoma's good. You better hope Ole Miss is good. I've beaten them on the road. You better hope A&M's better. But those could be all back in top 25 teams.
Or they could all be unranked.
Yeah.
I don't think Ole Miss will be, but A&M and Oklahoma certainly could be with their schedule. So they might have one ring to win.
Will depend on what the other teams do. I don't think they could get to 9-3.
Yeah.
Again, I think if they get to 9-3, I think more than likely they would be in, and I think Beamer could be your SEC Coach of the Year.
Florida, this one, offense produces the first 1,000-yard receiver since 2002. It's just hard for me to believe that they haven't had one since 2002. Taylor Jacobs. The last 1,000-yard Florida receiver.
Are you kidding?
Taylor Jacobs. Can you believe it's been that long? Ronnie Daniels was a long time ago for Auburn, but Taylor Jacobs.
I'm trying to remember this right. I think Taylor Jacobs, when he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, Rick Neuheisel was the offensive coordinator for the Ravens.
Holy crap! I'd forgotten Rick Neuheisel was the Ravens offensive coordinator.
I'm gonna self-check here.
You're gonna self-check,
but I think that is right.
While you self-check, we're doing bold predictions from Brad Crawford of CBS Sports, and Alabama is coming up. Alabama's had some great moments in football history, and a guy named Daniel A. Moore, he has memorialized a lot of those on canvas, and you can get those at New Life Art. Daniel A. Moore, DanielMooreArt.com, DanielMooreArt.com. Everything from the goal line stand to Gravedigger, and everything in between, you can find right there at DanielMooreArt.com, code TNR, to get a great discount there, code TNR, when you go to DanielMooreArt.com. Also, don't forget the new Mark Sears painting, which remembers Alabama's big road win at Neville Arena to wrap up the regular season this past season on Alabama's Elite Eight run. Code TNR gets you savings on that one as well when you go to DanielMooreArt.com. That is DanielMooreArt.com. Our guy Daniel Moore with New Life Art.
I remember this a little bit wrong. He was drafted in 2003. We're talking about over 20 years.
This is Taylor Jacobs we're talking about. Auburn, Florida's last 1,000-yard receiver.
Neuheisel did not become wasn't on the Baltimore staff until 2005, was quarterbacks coach in 5 and 06, and then became the offensive coordinator in 2007. So they did overlap, but Jacobs was actually even drafted before Neuheisel was that guy.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy to think it's been that long for Florida. That's just a streak I was unaware of. I didn't know they were on that type of streak. For Oklahoma, I'll do Alabama and Auburn last. For Oklahoma, it didn't really do a whole lot more for me. For Tennessee, this is bad news if Brad Crawford is right. Multiple quarterbacks start game for the Vols early.
Oof.
Yeah. If you're in a quarterback situation, Joey Aguilar has not panned out, and you're in trouble.
Do you think this could be a situation where, and I'll almost pull this back before I say it.
Wow.
Well, it's not.
It was a quick break job by you.
It's not like Heupel. I mean, you're getting paid too much money to prove a point. Like, hey, we're going with our guys. We've got Aguilar. We're not going to go outside of this. We've already had the quarterback drama with Nico. We're not going to go out and pay a quarterback this late to come in. I don't think he would have that principle, right? I mean, if they can improve the roster by getting the right quarterback, I think they would do it. I think Aguilar is probably better than we think, watching him at Appalachian State. I thought he was a solid quarterback.
I mean, solid. He turned the ball over a lot. And a lot of people have looked at his film, and they're like, these are bad turnovers, too. These aren't just like he was close. These are bad turnovers.
Well, in 23, you had incredible receivers on that roster. Last year, you had Dylan Sampson and a really good defense. You lose Sampson, you lose some of the parts on the defense. I just don't have a big expectation for Tennessee, and that's why, again, I say if they're 8-4, I think Heupel's done a really good job with them.
Brad Crawford's bold predictions. Brian Kelly for LSU makes the second SEC championship game appearance en route to a playoff. This would reset the clock a little bit for Brian Kelly and get some people off his back if he's back in Atlanta, and then that gets you in the college football playoff.
He's just got to get to a college football playoff. Doesn't have to get back to Atlanta. I don't think this is bold at all because I think they're one of 4 teams that you can kind of pencil in. If they don't make a college football playoff, I think things get really interesting in Baton Rouge. But I don't think this is bold saying LSU gets to a college football playoff or even an SEC championship.
Yeah. Texas. Ryan Wingo produces program's best individual receiving season since Devin Duvernay. I've never been able to say his first name and last name together. Like I can say Duvernay or Devin, but I can't say Devin
Duvernay.
Duvernay. It's hard for me to say back to back. In 2019, Ryan Wingo will have that season, he says, which will get you somewhere. I don't have the exact number here, 1,300 yards.
Well, when you lose Matthew Golden and Isaiah Bond and Gunnar Helm, you're going to need somebody to really step up. And Wingo, true freshman last year, looks like he is going to be that guy. And you're going to have every opportunity in Sark's system with Arch Manning, your Heisman favorite right now.
For Auburn, here's what Brad Crawford, CBS Sports, says. Second half surge saves Hugh Freeze after a rocky start. He says Auburn is likely to be outside the AP top 25 and sitting at 3-3 when Missouri visits Jordan Hare October 18. A reflection of a brutal early season schedule that includes road games at Baylor, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M, followed by a showdown with Georgia. So he says they'll lose 3 of those.
They should open 3-0. I mean, they're going to be a slight favorite in Waco on that Friday night, but then Ball State and South Alabama. So I guess he's got them losing 3 straight to open the conference schedule in Norman, in College Station, and then Georgia at home.
I mean, those are all tough games.
Okay, so that's not bold saying 3-3 going into it.
But the bold part of it is he turns it around. Their fortunes shift once the schedule eases up. They could enter the Iron Bowl in a 5-game SEC win streak.
Yeah, and at that point, I think you beat Alabama and go 9-3 by winning 6 games to end the season. I think there's enough momentum with quality losses early on that they're talked about as a playoff contender at 9-3.
Maybe so. If you don't beat Alabama, you're 8-4, and it's that tweener where you're 8-4. There's an improvement, but you've also lost again to Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah,
and that just
I can sell myself if I'm an Auburn fan on let's beat Baylor, let's get one of the 2 Oklahoma, Texas, and I do think we can go on a 5-game heater after Georgia to put us in a situation to either go 9-3 or 10-2 against Alabama.
For Alabama and Kalen DeBoer, this is Brad Crawford, CBS Sports. This is his bold projection. Kalen DeBoer loses once in the regular season, yet misses out on Atlanta. He said, I'll give you a scenario. Alabama loses to LSU in November. LSU and Texas play for the championship. Alabama a lock for the playoff and gets time to prepare. Although he does say no coach in college football has a better career win percentage against ranked opponents than Kalen DeBoer. So most of his losses came against unranked opponents this past season.
What is that record against ranked
He doesn't
opponents?
give it to me, but it's really good.
Yeah. I mean, I think last year was probably percentage-wise his worst against
but again,
top 25s?
No, because
well, yeah, you're right, because Oklahoma and
Vandy were both unranked, and Michigan was too. I think Tennessee was the only ranked loss they had last year, and they got some ranked wins.
So just looking at it, ranked win, Georgia.
Yep.
Ranked.
Is this past season?
Yeah. Tennessee was a loss.
That's right.
So you're 1-1. Missouri 2-1. LSU 3-1.
Was South Carolina not ranked when they played them?
Nope.
Okay.
That's it. 3-1.
All right. 3-1. That's
75%. You'll take that.
Any program in America takes that. That would be interesting, though, if they do lose a game, they get the extra time, and they're still a lock in the college football playoff. I think an Alabama fan at 11-1 in the college football playoff is fine.
Ecstatic.
You wouldn't want that loss to be Auburn or something like that. I don't know what loss is digestible.
If I'm an Alabama fan right now, if you tell me 11-1, I don't care if the loss is 70-0 to Auburn.
Wow.
Yeah, you give them 11-1 in year two with this schedule. Yeah, you jump on that immediately.
All right, let's do 4 downs. Thank you to Brad Crawford for bringing us some bold projections there. 4 downs today going to be brought to you by our guy, Dr. B.
Dr. B, best in the business. If you're starting to lose a little hair, it doesn't matter when that happens. It could happen at any point. Whether it's your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, be preemptive. Not only maintain, grow some back. I did that non-invasive treatment. 30 minutes on the couch. I do it 3 times a week. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. T3hair.net for more information. 205-319-0316. T3's got that new test. It's so easy. It's painless. It takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B and find out what will work for you. 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, T3hair.net.
First down.
Okay, so I heard this today, and again, ESPN loves to hype up the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right. I've seen them on both screens. 2 of the screens are on an ESPN product. They've been on both of them live.
So it wasn't in Dallas. We talked about this earlier. The Cowboys start their fall camp in Oxnard today.
Right.
So this wasn't just one person that said this. They said behind the combination of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, the best combo was Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens. But if I asked you, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, or my man Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, and Devontae Adams?
I would probably go with the Rams. Call me a homer, but when he's healthy, Tua, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle, to me, are better than the Dallas combo.
I don't have a problem with that. I also look at Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I would probably put them in front of it. That feels way too high.
I would go Stafford, just real quick, over Dak. I would go Puka over CD, and I would go Devontae over George Pickens.
Yeah, I'm just George Pickens. I mean, what are you getting out of George Pickens?
We don't know.
That's been the question his entire NFL career. So I don't know what you're getting out of him, but yeah, I would definitely take the Rams combo, and I could make a case for a few more three-player combos that would be better.
Second down.
Does your computer lock up on you?
Everything's broken back here.
Everything's broken. Oh, no.
I've been trying to fix it all morning.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. I wish I'd known.
Don Knotts would have been 101 years old today. If I asked you ultimately the better career, Don Knotts or Don Johnson?
I think I would go Don Knotts in this one. Don Knotts was, first of all, Don Knotts was a star of a show when you had precious few entertainment options. And then took that and...
Was he the number 2 character in that?
I would say 1A and 1B.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, Andy Griffith's name is on the show. I mean, when it's the Andy Griffith show, he's going to be the number 1.
But do you think at its height, do you think there was maybe more people that said Don Knotts, that character is my favorite?
Yeah, and then I think it showed you what the show became after Don Knotts left. You know, once he left, it was never the same. And I think that probably shows you it was a 1A, 1B. They played so well off of each other. Their chemistry was fantastic.
I think Don Johnson won a Golden Globe for his performance as Sonny Crockett, but I don't see people walking around dressed as Sonny Crockett. We did the the auto show again, and there's that dude walking around as Don Knotts.
Yeah, they never advertise Sonny Crockett impersonator. It's always Barney Fife impersonator, right? And then Don Knotts, went on and had. Now you may not like the movies, but I think it was considered a successful film career. Now they were family-oriented comedy slapstick type movies.
The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I think Watership Down was an animated film that was critically acclaimed. It was very dark. But he was one of the main voices in that.
Yeah, so I mean, he had a pretty good film career.
They were like, we need a redneck voice.
Don Knotts, he's from West Virginia. What is the Don Johnson's movie career? Remind me.
I don't know.
Harley Davidson, The Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was really terrible. He did have a top 10 single though that he recorded on the top 40 hits.
Don Johnson did.
Yeah.
I don't think Don Knotts ever had a music career.
Was married to Melanie Griffith for a little bit.
Yeah.
Don Knotts ended up acting all the way up until a movie that Lance was talking about a while ago, Chicken Little from Disney.
That's right. His voice was in that, wasn't it? He was
the
mayor?
It was his final role. He was the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor.
The turkey.
Yeah, the turkey mayor. Yeah.
Hey, wasn't Don Johnson in Tin Cup?
He was. That's right.
Good call, Scott.
That way, Scott. Yep, he was. He was.
Terrible movie.
Oh,
I hated the movie.
He was in freaking Django too. He was a plantation owner.
That's right. Okay, Don Johnson, a little better movie career than we gave him credit for there. All right. Third down.
Tweet. Third down.
Robin Williams.
I'm trying to fix it.
No, you're all good. I kind of like you doing it better.
Kind of sad. I saw last pictures ever of celebrities that have passed away.
Right.
And I saw Robin Williams. Had a monkey on his shoulder, by the way. Robin Williams, and I don't know if it was the pole assassin or not, would have been 74 years old. Robin Williams or Ted Williams? Better career.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Robin Williams wore me out a lot just because he needed to be front and center all the time, but he was such a talented guy.
He was.
And really his dramatic roles, from Awakenings to Good Will Hunting, The Fisher King, Insomnia. I mean, the guy could act.
But Ted Williams is considered to be the greatest hitter ever to have played by a lot of people.
I would go Tony Gwynn because I never got to see Ted Williams.
Yeah, I'm saying I said a lot of people.
But Ted Williams also a fighter pilot.
That's right. He missed in the prime of his career to serve our country.
Literally like frontline guy.
No doubt. So, I mean, I think you've got to obviously consider that. I think I might go Ted Williams.
Yeah.
I think it's a tight one.
See, I just didn't like the Mork from Mork, all that kind of Mork and Mindy stuff, and I didn't really like his stand-up. Very talented guy, but I think I would go Ted Williams.
His stand-up.
Who, Robin Williams?
Yeah.
I didn't like his stand-up as much as I liked him. This is kind of what Lance is talking about, but it could be funny when he was like on the Today Show or Letterman or Carson, and he just started vamping and doing crazy stuff because he made them laugh. And, those are people that, I don't know. They could be hard laughs.
Like 5 impressions in 30 seconds
and you
or something
never
like
knew
that.
what was coming. And that was my favorite Robin Williams stuff there.
Boom. Fourth down.
Boom.
This day in 1978, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie came out with the Bee Gees starring as the Beatles. If I asked you the worst musical movie you've ever seen and the best to me, Almost Famous.
Almost Famous is what everybody's going to say, right?
I think there's some people that like A Star Is Born. Pick your version.
I did enjoy that one. I like the Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga version.
I like the Chris Christopherson, Barbara Streisand.
I've never seen that one.
Both of them are okay. I never saw the one back from the 30s or 40s or whatever that year was. This is Spinal Tap was good.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm trying to think of bad music movies that I've seen.
Wasn't it Josie and the Pussycats? I never saw
that.
That one was like just critically panned by everyone who saw it. I never watched it. That's how bad it is.
What critics really liked that I haven't seen, That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks.
I haven't seen that.
I've heard it's good. Have you seen that, Brown?
I have not. Nope. MM says, "Oh brother, where art thou?" I do not like that movie.
I did, and I love the Coen Brothers. I did not like that movie either.
That is the most overrated movie ever made.
I don't like the Coen Brothers, and I didn't like that movie.
Well, what's funny is they're polarizing me because I think the Big Lebowski's overrated.
Oh, I agree with that too.
Movies like Blood Simple, Fargo.
Vol fan says School of Rock. I actually like School of Rock.
Rock, really good.
Yeah, I thought Jack Black was good in that. Yeah.
No, I said best or worst.
Oh, okay. So these may be best. Okay, my apologies.
God, I remember seeing Xanadu as a kid. Olivia Newton-John. I think it was at a skating rink. but I think it was music-based.
Trying to think of music movies I've seen that I would just say are awful. I guess I haven't seen enough of them.
I haven't seen the Bob Dylan yet. Complete Unknown?
Yeah, it doesn't really
It's
appeal
not
to me.
very good. It's fine.
Oh, I'll give you a great. No, I'm going to change my. I'll change my answer on best in front of Almost Famous. I'll go Walk the Line.
Oh yeah,
that's Walk the Line's fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, and
great acting in that.
And Ray's good too.
Yeah, I've seen Jamie Foxx in Ray. Yeah, that's very good. He plays Ray well. I mean, Almost Famous is terrific, but Walk the Line, I think I'd put number 1.
There was a movie I caught last year. It played for like
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I haven't watched that.
I like the Elton John.
I haven't seen that one. There was a movie I caught. It was in theaters for maybe 2 days. It's called Trap City. And
never heard of it.
Yeah, no one has. And it was like Bollywood produced, but had mostly an American cast. And it was the strangest movie I've ever seen.
I didn't really know the ins and outs of Bollywood. I know they make a fortune, those actors. But I tried my first Bollywood movie a couple of weeks ago because I was doing organized crime, really good organized crime movies, and this Bollywood one jumped up and it was on Netflix. And like 5 minutes into it, they go into this big musical number. I was like, I am out.
You didn't even get to make it to the cheesy effects.
Of Bollywood?
Oh, yeah. They're like really bad.
Crypto the dog show up?
Unfortunately not.
Matthew said Joker 2 was a horrible musical.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
What about the final act, though?
I pushed Joker 2 completely from my mind.
Oh,
So thank
wow.
you,
Sorry
chat,
to bring
for
that back
reminding
up.
me that exists.
Did Joker want an encore after the final scene? I never saw the movie, but I heard all about it.
I can't even remember because I watched it once with my face just like, what is going on? What did they do to this movie?
Kurt says, I saw an awful movie of Kiss in an amusement park doing something action-related. Do you remember this movie?
Oh, I do remember this. It was a made-for-TV movie.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it was back in the late 70s. Oh, my gosh. I forgot what that was called. Let me see.
Was that one just also called Detroit Rock City?
Or
is that something else?
Could have been. Well, I'm getting a bunch of Dunaway rom-coms when I put Kiss movie in here. Let me put Kiss the band.
Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
Okay, that sounds pretty awful.
1978. It's a sci-fi horror with a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that's pretty strong.
And it was produced by Hanna-Barbera.
Oh.
Wow. Makers of Scooby-Doo and the Jetsons.
That is 4 downs, and thank you to Dr. B. We were getting some complaints on the app. This is, I'm sure, related to what you're dealing with back there, right, Tyler? We had a power outage this morning, and any power outage, we've got a lot. What would you guess back there? 60 computers that help us do everything we have to do, and any power outage just completely throws us for hours on end.
Yes. Anytime there's a power outage, I have to pretty much reset the entire studio, minus what Scott's in control of.
So we know you are getting an echo. Tyler is working on you getting that echo and getting rid of it. So our apologies and thank you for your patience.
We're also looking into other fixes for the app because I know people have been frustrated with that lately.
Yes.
So let's not get into it too much, but I'm exploring options.
Tyler's on it.
I'm looking into
it. We got our best people on the job right now. All right, and Champies is bringing you this hour of the next round. Champies world famous fried chicken, champieschicken.com. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the entire crew there with the doors open, ready for you to come eat lunch. No power outage there. Shouldn't say that. Maybe there was. But they got a great lunch for you either way. Megan at the bar slinging those drinks. Don't forget those po' boys, the great chicken fingers, the wonderful sides, the Mississippi Delta recipe, tamales, and so much more. You can get those right there at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champieschicken.com, bringing you this hour of the show. And don't forget Lance's Lock and good air conditioning brought to you by Hemphill.
Yeah, my AC.
No.
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you.
Start it.
I usually keep it on 69, and it popped up to 72 yesterday.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know if, Bullet got on it, pushed the ball, and
little
jammed it up. But I'm having to monitor this because I'm not going to be surprised at all if the main unit is out. The upstairs unit went out a couple of years ago. Hemphill Services, first people that I called, Adam, Chad, Andrew, always awaiting your call when it comes to the plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business. 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. Tell them the next round sits.
All right, we do trash next on the next round.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
As we return, UAB's conference, not just UAB's, we actually mentioned Tulane earlier, who gets Jake Retzlaff. We talked about that with Luginbill. In the group of five world, which gets a spot in the playoffs, that's a pretty big move. I mean, they lost Arian Mensah to Duke. That's a pretty good replacement in short time.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, is it going to be Michael Pratt, where, Luginbill referenced the, was it Sugar Bowl? win over USC Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl, yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be as good as Pratt, but Retzlaff was really good last year.
They play in the American with UAB. It has been, up until now, known as the American Athletic Conference, the AAC, which often gets confused with the ACC. I don't think it ever gets confused with the American East, which is primarily, I think, only a basketball conference. But today, the American announces they're dropping the Athletic. It is now, Lance, just the American Conference. Very patriotic. The American Conference.
I think most of us refer to it as just the American anyway, right?
Yep.
I mean, it really is confusing with the ACC, so I think the American makes more sense.
Yeah. So the American, they even have a mascot. SOAR is the mascot.
Boy, this is cheesy.
I don't think, are they the only conference with a mascot? I can't think of another one that has one.
Yeah, I think so. And if you're going to do the Eagle, you don't have to put him in a uniform, do you?
I mean, they do. It's very red, white, and blue.
Like, I almost would have, like, the Eagle interlocking with all the logos or something
like
conference-wise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the uniform is like, this is very high schoolish.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I don't hate the change to the American just to
I like that.
To drop the Athletic, just go the American Conference. But the adding the Eagle is maybe a little bit much.
Because if you are a Group 5 now, it's all about becoming the best Group 5. And I think you can definitely make the argument. You know, the Sun Belt's really good. But I would say right now the Mountain West is really good. You know, the newly redesigned Pac-12 is going to be good. But, you know, you can make an argument easily the American's the best of the Group 5.
I mean, it's a fun conference. I think it's got some fun teams in there. You know, Navy and Army both had record years last year.
Memphis, year in, year out is good. Tulsa.
Yep.
Not Tulsa. Tulane. Excuse me. Yeah.
So we'll see on Tulsa. Their coach is a good golfer. We know that.
I mean, if you were picking a head coach right now as your partner for a money game, you would take him, right?
I would take Trey Lamb, the Tulsa head coach. If we were playing a quarterback club scramble to raise NIL dollars, I want Trey Lamb on my team.
I wonder how much that theme is going to move forward with, you know, with everybody jumping on Hugh Freeze's ass about these rounds of golf. Now that Trey Lamb is known as the best golfer amongst all these coaches, if he starts taking on water, how many golf references come up during the broadcast on CBS Sports Network?
Exactly. By the way, if you had a conference two-man best ball, the American would walk away with it with Dilfer and Trey Lamb.
Can you imagine?
I mean, they would lap the field.
Hell, they might both make the cut at some of these PGA Tour events.
Hey, Breakline Optics, speaking of golf, great to have these out on the golf course. My wife was asking yesterday, we were driving to church, I was wearing mine. She goes, I need to look at a new pair of glasses. Do they have ladies' frames on it? They've got glasses frames for everyone. I was explaining to her the meaning of Breakline. Breakline, if you do not know, it's got an outdoors connotation to it. It is the line where the salt water and the fresh water meet. That is the break line, and that's what these glasses are named after, breaklineoptics.com. Here's the takeaway, though. The name, all that's fine. Here's what you need to know. These things are built to last. They are durable. They're not going to be affected by the salt water, the pool water, the ocean water. They're made to be worn in places like that. And the lenses that you get in Breakline Optics are cast-molded Trivex polarized lenses. What that means for you is you can't break these things. You can take a hammer to them. You're not going to break these lenses. I've seen it done. Those are fantastic glasses. If you want to touch them and feel them for yourself, Deep South Outfitters in the Birmingham area has got them in stock. Or if you just want to see everything they've got online and order right there, you can do it there as well at breaklineoptics.com, breaklineoptics.com. Go get ready for that summer adventure with some glasses from Breakline Optics, breaklineoptics.com. It's time for Trash. Tyler, if you please will, assuming the computer cooperates, hit that big button. It worked.
I do not want anything that carries the Starbucks logo on this church property. You hear me? That is Lilith 1,000%. I've studied it. It is a demon. It is sexual deviance. I am done with I've been done with Starbucks for a long time. It's communist coffee anyhow. You can go and drink a gallon of Starbucks today. That's fine. Don't you bring in cups in this room. If I see it, I'm going to tell you to take it out. You hear me? I'm telling you, that company is not only one of the most godless companies on the planet, they are full-blown 1,000% a witch's coven. I promise you it's the facts.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I don't know if you saw this story breaking overnight.
Real quick, we were in Nashville. Sorry to interrupt. And both my daughters wanted something for Starbucks, and it's all I could think about when I was walking in there. I was like, I'm walking into a coven of witches right now.
Yeah, hey, do you think that little soundbite affects their business at all?
That Starbucks was quite busy at that moment.
I don't know if you saw this story. This is crazy. The brother of late NFL legend and U.S. Army Ranger Pat Tillman.
I saw this, yeah.
Involved in an early Sunday morning crash that caused a post office to catch fire.
Yeah, a lot going on in
this. Yeah, this takes a turn here. Now, San Jose police are investigating a crash occurred around 3 a.m. local time at the post office in question. This is per NBC Bay Area. Richard Tillman, main suspect, as he was taken into custody in relation to the fire. When police arrived, they found a vehicle drove into the post office, caught on fire, which also caused the building to flame up. Now, Richard Tillman told police officers that he was Pat Tillman's brother at the scene. According to the outlet, he also said that he was live streaming the situation on social media as well.
Very bizarre.
Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office jail records confirm Richard Tillman booked on Sunday, though no charges have been publicly known. Also does not have a bail amount or a court appearance. San Jose police working with the fire department, arson investigators, as well as the U.S. postal inspectors to determine who will lead the investigation and how the fire occurred in the building.
I mean, I guess we're going to get a follow-up to this. Would you imagine?
I think so.
We're probably going to need it.
Well, I think based on the fact that we all remember the tragic death and, Pat Tillman, how it was initially reported that he was killed by enemy fire. Then the Pentagon had buried this. They came out in 2007. They ruled the death accidental. They said it was friendly fire. And at that point, even I remember watching the funeral services, and I remember Richard doing the eulogy with Jim Rome. I don't know if you remember this.
I do not know.
And they had to bleep a lot of it out. He took a Guinness up there. Look, in the moment, you didn't know. You could tell there was something there, and he was really, really pissed off, obviously, about his brother dying, but I think there was something governmental with that. And I think this has taken a new life with the reports in 2007, and you wonder now, with him running into a post office while he's live streaming.
Yeah.
How much is related?
Yeah. A very, very bizarre story. You want to talk about stories colliding, literally. We start with the Starbucks open. You talk about Pat Tillman's brother driving into a post office, right? These stories meet thanks to Hunter in the chat room. I was unaware of this. Apparently, a car drove into a Starbucks on Highway 280 this morning.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The Greystone one. Near the 119 intersection. A Tesla drove through the front. I'll pull up a picture.
A Tesla, of course.
Yeah, please do, because that's like
Who's shocked it was a Tesla?
Well, that's a crowded little area.
No, it is a crowded area.
Of course, I don't know how you would run into any of these.
Through there and then hit the window.
Yeah, that's a good question there.
That's a tight turn.
It is a tight turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to use the dry cleaner I still use the dry cleaner that used to be right there, and I'd have to sometimes pull in to get stuff, and now I don't have anything dry cleaned ever anymore. It was tight working around in there. You got the cookie joint right there. I don't know which one it is. Crumble, I think, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
It's tight getting in and out of there.
So what event jumped out to you the most in Atlanta last week when we were over for SEC Media Day?
The Beyonce concert.
So we've got news from this.
Hang on, I'm sorry, there's a photo. Well, I think got weight in there too, Scott. That's what she said.
Okay, here is the thing about Starbucks. I've never gone in one. I don't go in a lot, but they're always crowded. So
yeah, I know that's scary.
Did we have any injuries?
I'm not aware.
Yeah, we're all new to the story.
Any reported.
Okay, back to Beyonce. 10-year-old girl's scream over an insect sparked a wild stampede that landed 11 people in the hospital as chaos erupted after Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour stop in Atlanta. Authorities said the wave of panic started at the Vine City MARTA station just after midnight as fans of the singer began leaving nearby Mercedes-Benz Stadium following the performance, according to 11 Live. Terrifying video from the scene showed people being led into ambulances on stretchers or in wheelchairs and led to local hospitals. Now, according to the acting CEO for MARTA, Rhonda Allen said in a press release, quote, there was someone that started to scream outside the station. She was startled by a bug outside of the large crowd. This created a chain reaction that spread inside of the station as panicked concert goers began running down the escalator, briefly sped up before coming to a screeching halt, causing people to fall on top of each other.
I don't. So she starts screaming wildly because of an insect, so people just assume
something really bad was happening.
Something really bad, yeah. And it leads to a stampede of a lot of females dressed in cowboy gear because that's all I saw in Atlanta going to this concert. As you can see, if you're watching us, the photos, a lot of cowboy hats, a lot of denim.
A lot of feather boas.
A lot of feather boas. We saw a lot of that. Tassels. Saw a lot of that last week, Tyler.
Bedazzlement,
Scott. I mean, it was every other person, wasn't it, Scott, where we were staying?
It was a lot.
We were right in the heart of it, too. We were right in Beyonce country.
A lot of rhinestone cowboy boots.
A lot of it there, Tyler. We were basically adopted members of the Beehive for 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Hey, so that would have been a great, if we would have known bracket challenge probably better than the spray tan would have been.
Zero doubt.
You have to dress up just like one of these.
Zero doubt. Yeah.
So,
had we known in advance, that would have been a far better payoff.
I was on the Birmingham subreddit the other day, and I saw that there is a convention at the BJCC, I think, or somewhere downtown, and it was an anime convention where people dressed up.
Right. Well, they dress up at.
I think that's a better bracket challenge for you guys.
Again, y'all got to bring these to the table. I mean, it's, in hindsight, a lot of things would have been better, but
we've brought multiple.
Well, I know, and the chat room overwhelmingly voted on the spray tan. We went as dark as we could, and
I think it's pretty much off now. I think.
Yeah.
A man was arrested after authorities say he threatened to shoot a Quint supermarket employee who attempted to stop him from shoplifting pork bellies.
I love pork belly.
Pork belly's good. Now,
it's good looking pork belly, too.
According to the sheriff's arrest report, Harlan Zarilla, 44 years old of Sunrise, was taken into custody July 16th after this incident on June 8th. Surveillance footage reviewed by investigators reportedly showed Zarilla entering the store, concealing 4 packets of the pork bellies worth approximately $40 in a bag, and attempting to exit the store without paying. Store employee confronted Zarilla near the exit. In response, Zarilla allegedly became aggressive, telling the employee, quote, "Stop being a rat and mind your business."
That's right.
Altercation escalated when Zarilla reportedly threatened the employee, claiming he had a gun and would shoot him. Surveillance video captured Zarilla reaching into his bag in a way that was, quote, consistent with retrieving a weapon, end quote, although no firearm was ever visibly seen. But he was arrested.
All over pork belly. Pork belly is good. I don't know if it is that good. I mean, I don't think we need to get firearms involved, but I do love pork belly.
No, probably not. A man is accused of stealing a marching band uniform, then breaking into a sports concession stand several months later wearing a woman's dress.
They'll never know it's me.
According to court documents, police in Pine Grove received a call from a high school principal regarding a man being seen walking around the school campus during the early hours of that day. Video surveillance reportedly showed a man, later identified as Austin Hall, 28 years old, of Pine Grove, entering 2 separate trailers used by the school district's marching band. At about 3 a.m., Hall is seen exiting a trailer wearing a band uniform. Hall also reportedly took food, tools, medical supplies, and a backpack that were being stored in the trailers ahead of the band's trip to Florida. Police say the surveillance video shows Hall walking around the school campus looking in windows until he eventually leaves. In the video, police say there are 2 tattoos on Hall's hands. One shows a skull with horns. The other is a tattoo of the word Hall.
Skull and horns?
Skull and horns, yeah.
I mean,
then he also got his name tattooed on him.
Well, he did.
So
he did. Yeah, it's kind of balance that out.
Yeah, there's a lot more to this story, but that's kind of the gist of it, right?
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Guy steals a marching band uniform and then puts on a dress to get some concession food hot dogs.
Because what you really want is a marching band uniform. Some kids sweated in it. It's going to be hot. We're in the middle of the summer, no matter where you are.
I mean, best case, it smells like mothballs.
Are those like rentals or purchases?
I've never been in the band. I have no earthly idea. My daughter was on Dance Line, and I think we purchased, I believe.
They look like they would be rentals.
Yeah, I would think like the jackets with like the tassels and everything.
But I think they have to be altered, right?
I don't know. I've never been in the band.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As I said, my oldest daughter was on Dance Line. Those had to be altered. Those had to fit, it's basically a swimsuit. It's what you're wearing.
So a man was taken into police custody after officials say he refused to get off a homeowner's roof. Members of the Bangor Police and
Greg
Fire
from
Department,
Pell City, come down, Greg.
as well as crisis negotiators, were on the scene of the incident Wednesday morning. Now, according to police, 39-year-old Stephen Nason, I know a Stephen Mason really well,
yeah,
climbed onto a roof, refused to come down. The homeowner told WABI she and her boyfriend began hearing something on the roof around 4 a.m. Then they went back to the back deck, saw a ladder up against the back of the home. They said that's when they saw Nason on the roof, although they have never seen Nason before. When they asked him what he was doing, he yelled down at them that he was trying to retrieve drugs out of the chimney.
Yeah.
Very honest.
Yeah, I mean, I heard they were up here. I don't know if they are, but I don't want the homeowner to accidentally get drugs or a squirrel.
Well, it looks like he found them based on the mugshot.
Yeah, I would say so. He hit a little before they got him.
Now, they called police. When Bangor Fire and Police responded, the fire department put a basket up near the roof. The resident's boyfriend said Nason then jumped from the roof to the basket, grabbed the axe that was attached to it, and jumped back on the roof. Now, Bangor Fire Chief Jeffrey Lowe told WABI that they used a basket as an attempt to treat someone in crisis with dignity and respect, but the plan went south. Quote, "We wouldn't have done that or expected that. It's nothing we would pre-plan. We certainly didn't train for that. Yeah, it was unexpected consequence of trying to do something good for him." Bangor police called to the incident a little abnormal, and the fact it went on as long as it did, but dealing with the people in a crisis is a regular part of the job. Nason has been charged with aggravated criminal mischief, creating a police standoff, and violating probation.
I would like to know, we don't have time now, the show is almost over. Perhaps if I'll remember, I'll bring it back tomorrow. Text Greg from Pell City and find out the strangest thing he's found on a roof. This would be drugs. I bet Greg has never found drugs on a roof.
No, probably not.
But I bet Greg has found a strange thing or two on a roof. That was a dead hit right there.
You think a snake can get on a roof?
Absolutely, 100%. Boy, I would not want to come across one because I am trapped at that
I
point.
had one of our friends, first world problem, pool TV went out, so got a new
tough.
TV.
Yeah.
Putting it up. Second time this has happened since I've been at that house. The first time they took the TV off the mount like 7 or 8 years ago, guess what was behind it?
Snake.
Snake skin. Very big.
That means snake was there.
It's in that boulder rock.
Yep.
Yesterday, take the TV off, snake skin.
Yeah. They have found a place they like. I'll go ahead and tell you.
Would you put your hand in those rocks?
Negative, my friend.
Bullet's nose is in those rocks all the time because, sometimes squirrels or chipmunks.
Snake? Yeah.
Damn, snake bites him on the nose. That's going to be a problem.
It's going to be tough right there. That is Trash Alexander Shinora, trial attorneys, closes the show out today. Headquartered in Birmingham for more than 24 years. They've grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. They've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shinora trial attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinora.com, Shinora.com. That wraps up our day here on The Next Round. You can get every single thing we have done on demand, wherever you get your on demand. It helps us tremendously when you like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads. So please do that. Turn on your automatic downloads and hit a thumbs up wherever you're watching us on YouTube or any social media account. We appreciate you doing that. The Meltdown comes up at 2 o'clock. You can find that right there in Meltdown 247, 2 o'clock. Tyler, Melton, the entire gang on the Meltdown. We got something big today?
Oh, yeah. We're doing more paid reviews for Superman.
That's right. Tyler's
swimming in Warner Brothers money.
Hey,
corporate shill Tyler.
The ultimate hype man for this movie is Tyler.
I know. I think you are getting paid, honestly. Don't blame me one bit if you are, Tyler. Don't blame me one bit.
I wish.
We'll be back with you tomorrow. Have yourself a great afternoon. Enjoy the Meltdown. We'll see you 9 o'clock on Tuesday.